Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Yes, we are here again, continuing Limbus Company, Canto 9.5 Part 2. Hello Hitaki, welcome to the stream. Yes, yesterday I basically had to cut the stream short because I was very sleepy, and yeah, now I'm full of energy right now. I got lots of good rest, and we can continue with Limbus Company. Yippee! I can't wait to see more Bamboo Kim, man. Bamboo Kim is so fucking cool. I love Bamboo Kim. Anyways, how you guys are doing today? I hope you guys are doing pretty alright. Because yesterday I was very tired, not gonna lie. I think I slept for maybe I took a nap that's 2 hours. And then I woke up again just to eat something, and then play some games a little bit while I go back to sleep. And then I slept for I slept from 2 a.m. I think. 2 a.m. and I woke up around 12 p.m. So I basically had a lot of good sleep. Alright. Onto the story with the Bristol Crumbs. I remember the last time I see the story is that we were fighting the Chunogoken something. Hello average person with a name. That is an interesting name that you got there. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. My name is Elvuine. I'm a Fox Assassin Vtuber. If you're new here to the channel, welcome. I'm basically a Vtuber from Malaysia. I don't really stream often because I have work. So I try to stream whenever I can on the weekends. So yeah, but I hope you're doing great. Uh-oh, in the post. There you go. I honestly really like the design idea with the distortion or the Chunogoken. I think those are one of the coolest side CANTO so far. The enemies are have pretty strong press. Yeah, they kind of do, but it kind of makes sense if you think about it with how with House of Spider Ryoshi, right? It makes sense in a way, okay? House of Spider Ryoshi with the Nurse Spider, they're pretty strong, so it's only natural that we get pretty buff enemies. Am I right? We get buff enemies over time that we have really buff IDs. Favorite dominating. Cool. Angdu can probably kill that. I'm currently wondering how overpowering a Rian-san would be at level 75. I mean level 75, right? If we would basically have most of the ID at a higher level, of course they will be really strong, but at the same time I think at that point we will have a very strong ID as well for Assault. More stronger than House of Spider Ryoshi, I think. Pretty much all the Nurse Spider IDs, all the Nurse Spider including House of Spider Ryoshi, because I still think that House of Spider Ryoshi is very strong. The only downside is that you need to have the House of the Nurse Spider, right? Because the Nurse Spider is a way for you to get your Ryoshi more stronger by killing each and every one of them. Which can be bad if you needed more sinners or more teams, but she's still pretty strong by itself. Because technically speaking, we are still missing one more on the spot, which is the Rudion. So I think he's in the team. He really is a stranger. Yeah, but it's kind of the fact that all roll damn near the level of stats of 80 is on our current level. True, but again, you don't really know like what the Kim Ji-kun will be cooking out for Marcel's CANTO, because his turn is really like after this like CANTO 9.5 part 2, it's literally gonna be his turn with basically like dealing with his like shit, the stranger. That's why I'm wondering. Yeah. Everybody wonders. Everybody wonders the stranger. He is in fact the stranger. His gaze seems shit.
시연합니다.
그렇지. 바로 그거다 딸래.
대상 타격, 절충탄, 트랜지션, 확산탄, 임상시험 성공.
쳐다보긴 물론 멋있는 건 알아가지고. 그냥 5배.
Fighter build up was good. Favored. Are you winning? Have you yielded your aura to claim the bones? Yes, I did. I am basically aura farming to claim the bones, Zap. Not gonna lie though, like fuck, remember I had a Kim being the most fucking like chill bro character in the fucking like story is fucking amazing. It was like, yo, I remember I had a Kim, it's fucking amazing. I think like so far, like I haven't like seen him like in action yet without his like hat, but right now like we have like Erza and Angdu, which they're pretty good. I like Erza and Angdu. I like how Erza is like just like, you know, same as like always. Tremor charge using all of her shit. Especially having golden retriever exclusive act. Caution. Heal for SP for all allies. Dimension bag, Atlas workshop. Angdu. Poise to bleed their haze. Ooh. Oh, that's a lot of fucking dialogue. What the hell? Top copy on. Oh. Aesthetic limbs.
시연합니다.
You my bot to claim the tremor. Real. You my bot to claim the tremor. Claim the tremor. Furioso. Furioso. Dead. Rain sang with his Furioso skills, just so fucking OP as well. I really like how Rian sang is like so fucking OP, and now like the fact that Ryoshu's just even like more stronger, man, is insane. Beep. The will of the script.
아직 기약은 없으려. 그렇다면 여전히 난 아무것도 인가.
Oh, now we can have like the whole team now.
서러서
자유로워질 수.
이 떨림.
전시 준비는 완벽하답니다.
오케이.
부름이라면
오케이. 이럴 것 같아서 대기 타고 있었지.
복지팀.
서두르지 말고 느긋하고 여유롭게.
Meanwhile, Headcliff's team. Headcliff's team. Bloody hell, what's up with all these kids? They're showing out of nowhere. Oh, yeah. How should I know? But judging by the getup, they seem to be like escort fellas. And things were going so well. We could have talked it out with those fedora guys who were vomiting around the place earlier, you know? But no, you just had to go barking at them first. You would have saved us a whole lot of trouble if you hadn't, right? Oh, so it's my fault. Those bastards look like they were nicking stuff. This is our contract area, ain't it? If they walk up with something important, we'd be the ones catching hell. Listen, but not everyone's itching to swipe hair coupons into their pockets second they get the chance. Oh my god, still mentioning the fucking like fucking hair coupons, man. The hair coupon incident is so fucking strong. Oh, for how many bloody months are you gonna talk about? For how many bloody months are you gonna milk that? The fucking hair coupons. The hair coupons fucking slanderism. Every single time, Hector is not gonna get. He's basically not gonna get over the fact that people are gonna like call him out for the hair coupon incident, man. The slander for Hector is insane. Excuse me. What? You have a problem too, mate? No, not at all. Just wondering whether that gentleman over there is also one of our enemies. Ah, Bamboo Hanakim! Is that the end of your troop performance? That's Bamboo Hanakim. He's the LCD team. Shame, I was really enjoying watching you folks dance. What a mistake in this place for the Peaches Blossom Land of Legend had there with a cup of fine makgeolli to go with. Oh, rice wine. Yeah, that's an enemy, alright. He's not an enemy, he's a friend! He's a friend! He has a name tag though. I think it says LCD. Yeah, maybe if you would have read Headcliff. LCD, whatever, he gives a thought. Am I supposed to put up with every bastard having a dig at me? He really doesn't care. Oh my god. That ego. Oh dear. Such bold swings. Didn't know there was an encore to that performance. You slippery little rat. Well, I do find this amusing enough, but if you intend to play with me, you have to be more aware of your surroundings. Hey, behind you, there's... Whoa, he took all those people wearing people with just a single strike. Ah yes, to claim their bones. Limba Company, hello silly microwave, welcome to the stream. I say that would cover the price of elements of your troop circus, wouldn't you? Yeah, Headcliff. Well then, I leave the rest to you folks. Wandering blades and a mooring tail never lingering on this stage for long after all. Boy, where the hell do you think you're going? Ah, damn it. But fucking Headcliff. He was like, ah, fuck it, just fucking do it, whatever. So real. Oh, Monk cool. Wait, what the fuck? Why do you call the Malku thing again? Hello? Huh. I thought we're not supposed to be able to like have Malku, but I guess we still can. It is a cool stage. I did not expect that we still have been controlled with the Malku's like golden bull power. Local addict, is that you, Joss? Hello, welcome to the stream. Why OST real? I still like the nerf for the OST though. The nerf for the OST is still really good for me. Goodbye, Matthias. I forgot how like you doing the Malku power, you cannot hear their voice line. Their voice line is just gone. Because they're basically like a projection or like a they're not really there, so that's basically why.
囚人が退却できませんでした。あ、ダンテさんには囚人を蘇生できる能力がありましたよね。
감상은 어떤가요?
R.I.P. Matthias, yes. I'm afraid Matthias has to go, okay? He has to go.
24개의 늑골이 자아내는 TDI의 멜로디가
It makes sense that like Matthias is basically like the most like hated one. Ryoshi hated Matthias the most more than like fucking Rien. And the fact that like she actually like doesn't really hate Callisto that much. Oh, like Rien ran. Everybody has to go, yep. One way or another, each of them has to go.
예술적이네요.
囚人の皆さんの状態に何か変化が。
Especially Sora, yeah. I feel kind of bad for Sora too, because Sora is like... The whole thing about Sora is that she basically just wanted like Rien's like, you know, approval, right? Like she basically like wanted like Rien to basically like see her as like the actual daughter and not like Ryoshu. Oh! Photo? What the fuck? Oh shit! Oh shit! What the hell? Oh my god, we actually get to fight these guys now. Hitting nail. Oh, what the hell? Wait, intelligence gathering. When you see a skill to all that, take a rank to the support. Fast power -5. Oh. That's really cool how they just have like a photo of something and then it like a swap. That's really cool. What the hell? We're going to the Shadow Realm, the Shadow Realm Jimbo. Yep, they're going to the Shadow Realm. True. That is pretty neat. And I was thinking of like cosplaying as like, you know, like Sora Don Quixote. I was thinking of like cosplaying Sora Don Quixote because it's pretty easy to cosplay her. Just get like a skirt and like a white vest and it should be alright.
훌륭한 단말만해요.
敵は深手を負っています。
감상은 어떤가요?
So let me get this straight. Dude was here just a minute ago and now nobody knows where he wandered off to? Yeah, Blow just turned up out of nowhere, flapped his gun, then did a runner before anyone else could grab him. Here's a little long listed sigh as though she was getting sick and tired of even complaining about Kim. Lady Erza, I cannot say your frustration is misplaced, yet I trust you are aware that more than often than not, Mentos actually have carried out a profound design. He has never left his pole without purpose so far. No, I get it, okay? But come on, would it kill him to give us a heads up before he goes zooming off on his own again? It's not like we didn't stop him. What are we gonna do? Type him up? Lock him in the closet? We don't do that in our team, right? Remember last time? We all thought he was being a good patient sleeping off in the recovery ward, but nope. When LCE got infiltrated, he snuck out without telling anyone and came back like nothing happened. And the team really didn't even chew him out for that. Lady Erza, that's... Whoopsie, wasn't supposed to mention that, was I? Then the reason he failed to participate in the operation was... simply because the LCD was lax in supervising its personnel. Is that what you're suggesting? Lady Moses bade hold us our tongue for this very reason. She knew that full well that Mantel's intention would be misunderstood in precise such a manner. Which part of him have I misunderstood? Did you not just disclose that the man deserted his post without authorization? That's the thing, he wasn't just wandering around. He was outside all alone, taking down the ring automaton who locked us down the elevator and led us to the LTE department. Yeah, it's not like he's like dealing with the strongest enemy out there, but the recovery ward didn't have an emergency alarm and nobody from the department was there to warn him either. He somehow just caught on and did the job himself. Huh. Heard that it's all thanks to him that the facility team managed to get the comms back up and contact the LCE chief dude way faster, and that helped the LTA to actually deploy. It would have been a delay for another hour or two if we haven't stepped in apparently. And he went fighting even though that he was still fully recovered, so he came back looking like he'd been processing through a meat grinder. So yeah, he did ended up staying in bed like a good patient, in a lot of pain. Ahem. And the soldier is not entirely deserving of reproach. Nope, he's a less talking, more doing type, I guess. Anyways, we're all stuck inside the building back then during the incident, so fine. I suppose there was no helping it today. Though, never mind, it was always with him. It was always like this with him. He always slips away and parks back saying it's done. My point is, what happened if one day one of those solo missions doesn't go his way and he just drops dead in the street somewhere somehow? How are we supposed to help him then? Actually, how does he even know what's supposed to be done in the first place when nobody gave him any instructions? Look at the be relying on his gut feeling, innit? Gut feeling? Look, I only saw the bloke for a bit, so I can't say I've got him all figured out. He's an annoying bastard, but he didn't strike me as some clueless salt who doesn't know where he's stepping in. Edgar scratches his chin, then he keeps talking as though he was stating an obvious fact. Today's proof enough, he's not one of us, so Clockhead couldn't have reached him from that far and sent him back us up. And there's no way he just happened to run into us when we were about to get into battle, innit? Then, well, could be Blow got some stupidly sharp help on him and piecing together? Could be that. Ah, so Bamba had the kid have sharp intuition. He just have a sharp intuition. I know, right? Fucking Headcliff, man. He's thinking. Why got this moment when I get a flashback feeling, however, that you want to call it, my boss man Matthew. So he could have heard that kind of shit too. Say, I can hear them gears turning, or I think I hear rats scurrying about. He's doing the thing you couldn't make heads or tails of. Listen, there was one time when we were expecting a life and death fight. Matthew say he can hear them gears turning, walk into a random pub, start throwing a back drain like he lost his bloody mind. That does sound like someone who lost his bloody mind. Back when I was on the ship, some sailor used to drink the barrel dry before battering whales to blunt their fears, only to stumble around on the deck and fall overboard. Yeah, and boss could knock it back like a whale. Still, the point is, getting plastered right before a tough war is not what most people would call a good idea. Had us all crossed, so we stomped about him. And guess what? Turns out that pub was a secret hideout where the opposing syndicate was holed up. They were all crawling around, Gaffer running their map how they were gonna kill him and put him to the end of the dead rabbits. Oh god. That's when we came storming in and had them like them surrounded instead. Not a single one of them got away. We beat them bloody every last bastard and the boss knew it played out that way. Damn! He was very capable in the previous CANTO. True. Sorry, but this really sounds like a bar stool bragging to me. You sure that wasn't just a coincidence? I should think it was no mere chance. If you're saying as much, then surely this was but one among many such coincidence. Is that not so? Yeah, every time Matthew pulled up one of those stunts, our lot ended up growing bigger and bigger. Wouldn't have kept working so nearly if it were just a coincidence. It is likely that what is often referred as, indeed, an instinctive sense, or experience-based recognition, More accurately, an unconscious process by which information accumulated in the subconscious is sorted and converted into a sensible conclusion. There have been some extremely rare cases in which Heathcliff had demonstrated the ability to arrive at coherent conclusion that surprised even Faust, or for the analysis, it would appear that it was employing a mechanism similar to a sixth sense, as some people call it. Is that a compliment? Are you talking about the piss out of me? Though my mentor does not seem to fit the explain each step takes. He's a street smart, no book smart. He has all the skill with the fucking backstreet, man. When all had passed, I often find that no football of his was taken in vain. I would ask of you, grant him but a little time and wait. Keep waiting and the shape of his intent may yet become clear. Though I confess I have also been concerned about him as of late. His recent silence is far heavier than what I have noticed in the past. To wait. Don Quixote began, hesitated, then stopped herself from saying anything more. She only gave a quiet nod. Yeah, okay, I suppose our team leader has her own reason for letting him be. That said, it doesn't mean I'm happy about it. Let us return to the task at hand and do what we can for now. Fine, fine. As the other quieted down, I finally head to the room to notice the place that we had found ourselves in. There was a single ray of light, just a deep ray hue pressing in from every side. I can't believe we've been chatting away in the dark this whole time, fellas, and the red lights aren't helping at all, especially with my aging eyes. Oh, are you looking for the light switch? It's right here. And right then, Dawn turned on the lights. I heard Mersault's clip warning, his voice coming from a corner I didn't expect it to find. Mersault? Where are you? Ah, there he is, that corner. Is he washing something? I am developing the film roll, manager. Exposure to light may ruin the entire role. Please exercise caution. So he's been doing his own thing. That means he was quiet all along. Huh? Didn't think you know how to print photographs, pal? What's that for anyway? You expressed the wish to have the film developed, manager. I'm carrying out an instruction. I see. A photo studio first and now a dark room. This may be no more than a conjecture, but it would not be unreasonable to suppose that the axis of the distortion rests upon a photographer's. The film's serial number either matched those found in the photo studio or developed by a single digit. It is certain that the darkroom is connected to the studio in some way. They may bear a striking resemblance to these photographs. I also believe that this building and that photo studio shares a strong connection. Oh? Where do you get these photos? I brought some of the photo studio. I cannot name the location in the picture with certainty yet. They all appear to have been taken at various places in Ancom district. Buildings mostly. Hey, wait, I know what these are. People take pictures like these when supplying stuff to the department store. Correct. These photographs have been taken by the docographer. We're still chime in, holding up to an odd cylindrical container in his hand at this time. I give the container a shake every now and then with a measured rim. Whatever he was doing seemed to be part of the process of developing the film. Films are hardly affordable for the average resident in Encore. In most cases, taking photographs is done as part of the professional duties. There are approximately 21 occupations in the District 14 that utilize the photography. However, only one single profession involves routine photographs, specifically buildings, adhering to fixed standards that can be observed in these pictures. He's pulling out his films out. No, no, no. Don't say it. Do not say it. And these photographs that you mentioned, are people entrusted with that job? Apparently so. Yes, they photographed the information to be poured into a CAN experience. A docographer. How could such a person, such a delicate, lucrative profession fall into distortion? Decent job maybe, but how do we know if they're a decent person? I should reply with a clear-cut answer after only a brief pause. What makes you say that? The photo studio we were at didn't have any dark rooms, right? No, it didn't. My team need to say that there are other ways of processing film rolls, but in NetCorp, we have to go to a darkroom to develop and print them. Correct. Film rolls are usually immersed in the well-placed solution to be processed. Which is why the studio room have these darkroom equipped with red safe light right next to them. But this place is pretty far from that photo studio. Huh? Yeah, now that you mentioned it. Check this out, these windows. They're only covered by newspaper, all the messy light if you consider how sensitive film rolls are to light. It's really super suspicious that this darkroom doesn't have any proper blackout panels. And you know film can cost a fortune in some places in the city, right? Who in the right mind would print photo in a room to patch up with like yesterday's newspaper? Oh. This probably isn't even a legit darkroom. Someone just hauled in the bare minimum tool needed to develop film and threw them together in a hurry. Someone who didn't want to be seen printing photos, and people don't usually avoid scrutiny unless they're doing something not so decent. If that's the case, then I can see why they might have distorted. Right? Manager. Russell came to my side quietly, still giving me the strange cylinder on the occasional shake. I have a request regarding your instruction to develop this film roll. What is it? Please ensure that the light in this room is not turned on until the development is complete. Aren't we already doing that? Yes, however, engaging in battle opens the door to uncontrollable variables, which is why I have judged it necessary to make a separate request. Battle? There is no need for concern. I am capable of participating in combat while maintaining the development of processment. Oh, wait, can you slow down? A battle, you say? Surely there must be a cause for you to believe so. Surely developing a random film room is a good idea. Surely. I really am curious about like what this film room fucking does. In the photo studio, reinforcement arrived exactly 11 minutes and 34 seconds after Enco's printed staff frame was defeated. He knows, what the fuck? Why does he knows? Why does he have like the future to know what's gonna happen in the future? What the fuck? How does he know that Enco's gonna be coming in exactly like 11 minutes and 34 seconds, man? The Dutch based on an event thus far makes it clear that the photo studio and this dark room share some kind of connection. He is smart, very smart. Furthermore, Tina Headcliff, Tina Honglu, and Tina Gregor have battled Enco's pen frame team in this very location. I heard footsteps rushing on the upstairs case, approaching closer and closer. I have a feeling I know what Marcel is getting at, but I asked anyways. Meaning? The initial rinse is finished. The process is now halfway to the completion of the second agitation. This indicates that 11 minutes and 30 seconds have elapsed since the start of development. A battle is imminent. Please withdraw for a safe position, manager. Result, you. You should have won a 3 earlier! Understood, manager. I will follow that instruction going forward. That's so funny. He knows but didn't told us. Photos. After the battle, something sits ill with me. Amid the spot of Escort backseat distorted with the flash, Angela had her gaze fixed somewhere high overhead. And at the end of her gaze, are those photographs? Long lines stretch across the open air, photographs hanging from it like laundry clipped to a clothesline. I mistook it for CRUMBS at first, and gave it to the little attention. Upon closer look, I saw these pictures hanging from the line. Perhaps they had been struck within the dark room and remained thus when the distortion took hold. Bizarre. Observation on artifact element in the space occupied by the location type distortion is most irregular. Indeed, items we bought from the studio have already changed the image of various sides of S-Corp, yet these alone will remain as they were. Let's take them down and check them ourselves. Just as I was wondering if the line was perhaps too high for me to reach, Rosal stepped forward and plucked a few photos off of it, and he instantly brought them to me. We hear another pop, and again, a white flash blinded my vision for a moment. Good grief, this is what you like to change his mind, huh? Keep switching between S Corp and N Corp. This feeling like getting caught in a flashbang detonation. My whole body tenses up and then goes slack out right after. The other citizens were busy grumbling about the distortion and its sudden jumps, except for Massault, who stood right in front of me with the photos still held out in his hand. Oh, you didn't drop them? No. I gave his usual short answer, then returned his attention to the cylinder as it's been shaking. He took the film out of the container and flickered the liquid off with a clean, controlled motion. Is this the processing finally done? Wait, we're back with the lights now on. Is it okay to take the film out? Yes, exposure to light will not damage the film once development is completed and the image is fixed. There is no cause for the concern. That's a relief. I couldn't say I followed all the technical details, but no cause for concern was all I needed to hear. Sighing in relief, I held up the photographs so I could take a proper look. So, see anything odd in there, Manager Bud? There are people in them. Oh shit. Flowers? Some stranger? 3 people? And a bakery? People in the photographs all look different from one another. If I had to pick one similarly between them, they all look cold and indifferent. Yeah, that's a city alright. Ordinary folk that you see anywhere. Yep. These aren't like the photographs we picked up at the studio earlier. Are these kind of photographs that they use in McCann experience? What was that? The scenery around us seemed to ripple just now. I was about to ask Fault if she also felt a strange sensation, but it faded away soon enough. Perhaps it's nothing serious. Maybe it was just a spell of random vertigo? Is it even possible to get dizzy when I got a clock for a head? No. Myself must have noticed that I was out of the source for a moment, because he seemed to have paused on purpose before answering my question. No, I thought I said Docographer take these photos to put into CAN experiences. Raw and Gideon for CAN experience are handled exclusively by the Grand Magazine Discipline. There is no method for external party to access them. What the fuck is Grand Magazine Discipline? Discipline what? Oh, I think I heard of it. CAN experience, right? They're in high demand in another district too. But only the brand stamp on them is Grand Magazine Simple. Same name every time. I remember some of my classmates bragging about trying them whenever exam a week came around. Never had one myself though. I can't really explain it, but something about them just feels kind of wrong. Is that popular, huh? The unprocessed base content of CAN experience, known as experience battle, is applied to reprocessed factory, where Docographer fine-tune this experience detail. Photographer is primarily used for that purpose. The fine-tune experience? They can fine-tune experiences? An easy example for understanding would be consider why Docographer takes pictures of subjects such as buildings. A purchaser may wish to experience living in a luxurious building that they could never afford. Another may wish to vent out impulse of violence by experiencing the burning of an expensive property. Demand for horticulture CAN experience is increased by day. So that's why the photo from earlier were all fancy buildings. Yes, manager. Conversely, information concerning ordinary experiences that can be easily encountered in the reality is low in demand. That's a photograph for these. That's why. Then why photograph these residents at all? These are not images harvested for their commodity value, but pure photography in of itself. Mayhaps they have been captured for a desire to seize a vanishing instant through a lens. There are people who take photographs knowing that it would take a cost of an exorbitant sum. I have seen some before. A staggering amount of money just to take a single photo. That is, if they could even manage to find a photographer who take the risk and help take the picture. I'm not so cast on putting a price on sentiment and nostalgia, but spending this much money on a film rolls? What could have possibly made this investment worth it? I'd say, maybe this isn't just a matter of sentiment or memories even. Looking into the photographs, I quietly expressed my thoughts. Executive manager? I'm not exactly an authority on distortion, but I know they master it through desire or emotion that become warped in bizarre ways. But everything the distortion has shown us so far points back to S-Corp. That is, the S-Corp from the past that only Kim and Agnew would have seen and remember. These photos though? They're completely untouched by the distortion. Doesn't that feel off? There must be a strong reputation to play here, strong enough to pass through even a distortion. And if that obsession is something that refuses to let these memories be influenced, I think our next step should be look for the people in these photos. These photograph lists are the only undistorted, unaltered clues we have. That they say it would be advisable to locate the people shown in these photographs. Oh, good idea! Team leader said that we should accept input from LCB with open arms. Hey Angdu, can you get me the office catalog? We'll probably need to commission an office affiliated with the 7 association. Let's look for the one that can take requests right away. Can someone tell Erza we're fine? I think I know where to find these people. That they say one of the people shown in the photograph have already been found. What? When? How? Well, I guess I'm just having a lucky day. I pulled the radio from my waist and switched on without answering Erza's question. DWRC. Dante. What's fuck. I don't know what it means. I think she say, do we regroup clock? That one especially is hard to understand Ryoshu. Heh. Rodja's with you, right? Can you put her on? Okay. Rodja, you there? Eh? What? Dante wants to talk? One sec. I kind of went overboard with these bread and pastries. My hands are completely full over here. Pastries? What? What kind? Just one of everything. Nee, can you grab extra brioches and baguettes for me too? Love the ones from that street. They're so good. Hold on, I gotta readjust the pile if I wanna. Just throw them on the floor. Their package. Ryoshu, you can't treat food like that, okay? Bread has, bakers have feelings too, you know. How do you think baker would feel if someone was treating their precious baby like trash? The scabbard is rattling again for no reason. Anyways, Dante, can you give me a second if you need me to fight? I think they cram these into my pockets real quick. No, it's not a fight. Huh? Then what's this about? I took a closer look at the word written on the wicket basket in the first photograph Musol had bought me. Where's the bakery you're at? Ah, that's why. He remembered because like she was basically like fucking grabbing like pastries and stuff. That explains it. Ah, I know who you're looking for. The owner of the bakery was a woman holding the same wicker basket as the ones in the photograph. She took a glance at the picture I held out for her and gave her a quick nod. This man, he worked at Cannery in 17 right next. He's a regular. He used to drop by every morning to buy sandwiches to share with his co-workers. I haven't seen him around lately though. And those co-workers, I assume they were wearing the same uniform? Asking the question on my behalf, Otis showed the baker another photograph. Probably. He was always wearing one too. I guess it's a cannery uniform. This confirmed our lead executive manager. A few inquiry at the cannery should bring us to the information we need. Yeah, you're right, but it's just that she doesn't seem very concerned at all. She's one of the people in the photo that weren't affected by the distortion, right? So she'd be a close acquaintance. Allow me to verify, executive manager. Do you know the name of this regular that you spoke of? This name? Am I supposed to know that? I thought I wasn't experienced enough to actually know his name. The apparent evidence of her voice gave me a pause. He took a photo of you. Wouldn't there be a reason to assume that you are well acquainted with him? Oh, Dad. The baker demanded change when Otis pressed the point. She gave a strange, unsettling smile before pulling something from her apron pocket. A thin and round can-like object. He said he gave me 5 of these can experience for free if I let him take my picture. He said he even threw it in the Dokocraft of the building of my choice. He Dokocraft buildings, right? I heard that he even take a work trip to the nest every now and then, so I asked him to give me some Dokocraft of this lovely mansion he saw by the nest's suburbs. I know I'll never get afford a beautiful place like that, but this way I could at least experience what it's like. And gosh, it was everything I ever hoped for. Ah, bribery. Couldn't quite put my finger on it, but there was a distinct eeriness of the dreamy business smile on the bakery's face that sent a chilling down my spine. Ahem. Young Marcel. Are these can experience truly possessed of such marbles to plug all semblance of reason to one's countenance? They maintain high demand across the city. District 14 is only one of the several markets. That still means that those indulgent can experience adventuring into an expedition of great leg and bungee jumping up the summit of the skyscraper yonder as they remain seated where they are? They may, however. Oh, a magic can allowing one to pursue any dream of the heart that may conceive. Verily, I confess to my own soul in much tempted. It depends on pursuing a dream. Math routines can experience are made from base experience battle mixed with various modified information. The result and produced enable interference simulation through outer memories. Therefore, it's unlike the dream as expressed by Don Quixote. A piece of memory found along the numerous processing stages of the canneries production line is not equivalent to a genuine experience, meaning the usage of experience in her previous statement must have also been amended. Memories altered for the intense simulation. That does sound quite shady. How does Stowe cast a shade upon the boons granted by the can? Adventures that tell are forced to incline towards a little grandeur. Is it because the memories are provided by can experience are extremely vivid? Statistics have shown the user of can interpret them as authentic experiences and become dependent on them. A possible clause for information on dependent or pattern, that is, can experiences, allow one to feel as if one achieved a dream that is in reality impossible. Are they implying that users are made of content with devouring for dreams stored in the instant use cans? Worst due. The user may no longer strive to chase dream in the waking world. For the sweeter and more splendidly a dream is embelled, the more impossible it is to appear to wield the grasp of others' own hands. Impossible dream medicine? To become called for surrender instead of inciting one to march forth. Verily, though it's not unknown the magnificent signal for dreaming itself, if resultant dreaming was though not fated to gallop forward it? Whether the unknown is significant, I cannot know. But they sell well. So, how much will we be buying? Buy what? We came bargaining with all these tech questions and I was patient enough to answer them politely, wasn't I? Did you think you owe me a cell or two? You're not about to leave without buying a single loaf after crowding out my bakery and scaring off my customers, are you? Her case was on point actually. With the whole group gathered around here, the passerby gave us a wild berth and hurried on, whispering among themselves. Nobody was about to come in and buy bread like that. Come on, lady. I practically cleared all your shop already, didn't I? You did? Where the hell do you keep all of that then? Why do you gonna ask? Of course I had some already. And the rest is safely tucked in my coat pockets. So we can all share later, okay? So you already ate some. Let's buy a little more. It's true that we scared off another customers. Understood, given that the expenses is made for facilitate this operation, the lack of prior budgeting should not possess a problem. Oh, nice. Just to be rice fun for me, please. Okay, buddy. No, it was Kim. He really did have a knack of making an entrance at the least expected moments. Hey, mister, where have you been this whole time? Wait. Be cross with me all your life, but give me a moment. As I paused, waiting for him in a puzzled anticipation. Only for Kim to take a sesame rice from the baker's hand and chomp it into it. Alright, I'm ready. Oh my god, I love him so much, but holy shit. Breaking away some bread! Ah! Oh my god, he's so goofy, man. He's so peak. Here's an angry fist dope straight into Kim's polar plexus, pulling him in the ground like a crumbles like a potato as he rolled away. At this rate, the owner might start charging at us for the whole bakery next, roof and all. Best to get away from here. Manager. Russell approaches me as we walk down the streets, with Erta and Kim still squabbling behind us. Hello, hi Zeta, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. This CANTO is so peak, man. Holy shit. This side CANTO is so peak. He was holding out for a roll of something brown and tightly called. I've completed development of the film. For your instruction. Oh, so this is to be on that canister that you were shaking. Do I just unroll it? Hold it against the sunlight or the other source of light, as it is to reversal from. The images should be visible as they were photographed. Now I'm gonna vanish before spoilers. Oh, you haven't like done the story yet, Zeta? I hope you're doing good then. I hope you're doing good. This story is so peak so far. It's so peak. The most overall problem of the whole series become the whole tentacle of the cloud real. I had no idea what a reversal film meant, but I did as he said and unrolled the film. Okay, I can see it. That's pretty cool. Is this showing? Can I see too? Move it over a bit. Let me have a look too. But it's hard to make out the detail because the images were too small, but I couldn't tell the strips were packed with almost identical pictures. This is the same person in every shot. The same pose in all of them? Huh? You're right. No, wait a second. See the arm here? The further along the ship you go, the lower it gets. Yeah, and the head looks like it's turning into the right. Huh? We're all squinting up on the tiny frame on the film and Sinclair suddenly flinched and went stiff like he's seen something that he shouldn't have. A second later, all color drained out of his face. Sinclair? What's the matter? This reminds me of something I learned in school. You draw a picture in the corner of a stack of notes or a tick box in the exact same spot on every page. You start them with the arm down, then you make one small change on each page, nudging the arm up and higher until they're all raised up all the way. And when you flip the pages fast enough, the drawings stop looking like they're separate images. The still figure starts moving. The class was called Introduction to Motion Pictures. Uh-oh. I remember the teacher saying, the video footage we watched are all made the same way. Are you saying that this is a continuous sequence of still images? The original premise suggested that this film strip is highly likely to continue to footage, a violation of Ankup's taboo. How dare you know the rules of the city? The rules of the city.
제한 명령 지역으로 이동.
Oh crap! As soon as I registered my salsa words, my hand reflexively threw the film to the ground. Are we gonna be okay? We might just broke a taboo. I might begin to race rapidly, traveling back to our journey. Specifically to the time when Don Quixote has smashed that window at Cape Corpse and caused the wing to wipe our team multiple times over and over. I felt pain. At least we have a guilt with us then, and it ended up not being that big of a deal at the end of this day since I could revive the sinners, but some next taboo can get us in serious trouble just for carrying anything that has to do with them, can't they? I hurriedly turned toward the center. Many of them look every bit as troubled as I felt. But still, some of them expressed a casual lack of concern, citing all crazy things we've gone through so far. Miss Falls, what will happen to us if this gets to the manager kill? Okay, so this is it, huh? Stop freaking out. They're not drying and we'll be fine. Uncle's not gonna kill you on the spot just for processing a film roll. Really? Well, it might be a problem if the film does contain genuine records of footage, but it's not like you guys had a hand in filming it, right? And Uncle dudes to get here to pick it up. Just comply with their command and thank them for their services. And nicely hand them over the authorities and everything should be okay. A-okay. There's a possibility that everything will not be okay. Eh? Because I have developed the contents of that film roll in that dark room. Oh. The court may take lack of intentional into consideration. However, it is likely that my action will be deemed as aiding the primary violation of the taboo. Really? But team leaders say that N Corp has their own regulatory standards regarding image quality, which they use to determine the severity of taboo violation. If the foot's image quality or frame rate is within regulation, Anchor won't be signaling their fix on our butts right away, and they could buy us time or give us company some leverage way to make a deal, however small it might be. Because what they're really shifting around is how close to reality the video is, or how close to the experience it provides to real life. But even if we're really unlucky, they actually come after us, it's going to be fine as long as the footage is low fidelity, probably. So what exactly does frame rate within regulation entail? It means that the interval between each frame shouldn't be like super brief. Think about the photos slideshow. They only show you like one image every few seconds, so it doesn't feel real or vivid, right? You can technically call them motion pictures, but there's no vividness required to violate their taboo. So let's analyze this film and see how vivid it really is. Also, I trust that you are knowledgeable in the subjects concerning the NCOP, yes? Cooperate. Could this film be considered a violation of the taboo? Otis picked up the film from the ground and showed it to myself. That cannot be determined unless each frame is truly analyzed and compared with adjacent. Before anything from myself to finish, Otis unrolled the film and raised it against the sky. The rest of you, get over here. We must analyze these frames. The film can also was labeled experiment, so I assume the culprit had created this as a test run of sorts. An experiment to see how close they could get to violating their taboo and testing the limits of the law. It may be a mere collection of similar photographs that were pretending to be records of footage. The center all gather on Otis and look towards the unrolled film in unison. Here, the flower pot moves between frames, doesn't it? The photographer couldn't possibly have moved it to a pot while also holding down the shutter button. I don't see any difference. See here, the expression rises and subject visage appear rather stiff. Maybe they're just gloomy sorts. I haven't yet observed closer. The stiffness arises not from gloom, but from staying to mention it. Oh, if that's the case, maybe the subject really is trying to fake an actual footage by moving very slowly. That's pretty convincing theory, but I'm not sure if that's enough to conclude that we're in clear just yet. Let's remember how Kim, who had been sprawled onto the ground, ever since Erza punched him, stepped into the conversation. Let's see. Look at the shadow cast on the window still. See how it's noticeably shift between each frame? Whoever made this know their craft for sure, but I can't imagine a backstreet dweller would have any way to make a mess with the sun's trajectory. Then it's likely the scenario must have been the creator of this film. The world deliberately made it seem like the object moves very slowly from frame to frame, creating a series of disconnected photos that when placed sequentially would look like a photo that violates the taboo. In which case, this film does not violate the nest taboo, correct? That is high probable. So he says, executive manager, We should be clear for now, at least in regards to aiding the violation of the wings taboo. Phew! But if he was willing to go through this much trouble just to test the Enco's patience, it's hard to believe that he had to stop here. Based on all the above evidence, Executive Manager, it seems reasonable to conclude that the inflection point of this case is a taboo violator on the run. Huh. But what motive could they have to do that? Sure, working for the wing subsidiary has nothing on being an actual wing employee, but it's still pretty up there when it comes to creating a career available in the backstreet. Work for a subsidiary long enough and you might end up getting transferred to a factory job in a nest. That gives you a pretty okay chance at better life, so maybe he was just tired of living that kind of life. Everyone has those days, and don't they? The sort of thing that you could be doing more than just the life in your 9 to 5 hell 9 to 5 job, to try to do something that takes you away from pressuring to make a life. Something about what Age must say must have taken back behind him, because he suddenly whipped around towards her and shook his head. Maybe, but how many of those people do you think are capable of throwing away everything they built on a whim? From what I've seen, maybe our corporate just likes to play with fire. Play with fire? Yeah, must have been started by doing something that technically doesn't count as a taboo, and it's on until they was truly close to one. One chilling shot through this camera, and another with the next. Until eventually he ended up recording actual footage. Cool. Then that leaves the question of what the heck was he trying to do with it? Would have been trying to screen us using a projector for all of us to be part of the backstreet to see. What? But would have been everyone here, even those who unwillingly came across the projection? Right on. It had to make a folks a violator of the taboo. But why would anyone? So would you care to explain how you know that, Mr. Breadbrain? I asked around the opposite street, and apparently some guy has been going out asking the workshop if they could make him a projector. Seemed like most of them turned him down. They also say that he stopped showing up after a certain point. But I guess that he got his hand on a projection somehow. Alas, it is not a taboo of Enco to view record videos. Pray tell, why would anyway insane mind? Well, it ain't a taboo if you only made a projector in it. Backstreet blows down for anything as long as they're a coin. Huh. But how do we track this guy down? Multiple individuals of the same grade as the print paint team must have been identified in the vicinity. They're all carrying the same briefcase. Oh, but isn't that convenient? Maybe we can play like a festival or conversation and just tell people who look like they're involved with that we're looking for, so they'll lead us to wherever we need to go. Indeed, an architecture convention, there would be one of those formal places. Just spend the money about it and I could trust them to lead me to the convention values. And was it common to those police shirts fellas to look around like they're scanning the area? Did they also go around checking people against photographer? Art collect evidence. Please advise for. They also radio each other, glaring at people like they're glaring at, huh? Perhaps you could answer that the series of query yourself. Nope, this crowd sure don't look like they are going to let us follow them.
감상은 어떤가요?
네 상대는 나야. 필연적 절대적. 좋아. 실형에게 불확실한 것은 없네.
Oh, we're getting photographed. The intelligence.
감상은 어떤가요?
뜨거울 것 조금 많이 내 검은 가져갈 수 없을 거다.
운명적인 죽음. 敵に対して大きな打撃を与えました。 미래를 과거와 같이. 囚人が退却できませんでした。あ、ダンテさんには囚人を蘇生できる能力がありましたよね。
시연합니다.
대전. 흔들렸군.
이거 분강 맞지? 낮도 밤도 지 숨을 다 베어낼 뿐.
ダンテさんの作戦とても効果的でした。 敵は深手を負っています。
감상은 어떤가요?
그냥 5배!
소리와 호흡을 멈추고
되겠냐고. 이 순간이 다 되어내리라. 원망과 터지나.
これが必要な戦いであれば연단을 떠올렸다.
앞으로 둘.
그대 흔들렸군.
몰라 열받죠? 이러면 아무것도
味
모르겠어.
方が優勢です。今こそ勝機をつかむ時です。
그렸는데
훌륭한 단말만 해요.
운명적인 죽음일세.
볼 것도 없이 처형이군.
囚人の皆さんの状態に何か変化が。
그대는 어디까지 가고 있을지.
그쯤 해줬으니 포장지 한번 벗겨야겠군.
실용에게 불확실한 것은 없네. ですが私たちは止まれません。
그대는 어디까지 가고 있을지.
뜨거울 거다. 조금 많이 내 검은 가져갈 수 없을 거다.
미래를 과거와 같이.囚人が死亡。どうすれば。
그려낸 대로.
검문 확보. 이연. 내 심장.
このまま行けば敵を食い止められます。
이 순간이 다 되어내리라.
敵は深手を負っています。
재밌겠는데?
완료. 마지막으로 남길 말?
당신을 죽여라 절규하는 내 모든 시간들의 아우성이!
저를 묻어주리까.
검수망보다! 모든 결과들은 파우스트가 알아.
サンタさんの作戦とても効
소리와
果的で
호흡을
した。
멈추고.
There goes Kida. Ismail.
숨 막히도록 견뎌왔고 절박하게 갈망했으니 헤아릴 수 없이 저주했으니
지리멸렬.
囚人が死亡。どうすれば。
필중 의지만 있다면 종료.
これがリンバスカンパニーのセンター。
딸아이도 이 상처를
私
기억하고
も
있으면
また一
좋겠구려.
つ学ばせていただきました。 이번에도 치령의 뜻은 본인과 같군.
Probably a challenge. What a waste of time. Well, well, at least they're not that much of a fighter one-on-one. Civil State Clouds is not a combat specialized department. While they have all undergone basic combat training for the external circumstances, they are not prepared for the heads-on conflict such as this. Yeah, I noticed. They keep on taking pictures of us with their briefcase. I'm guessing that's their primary job descriptor. What is snapping away for them, whispering behind our back like a lot of creeps. Pulling photos to include the report of their higher-ups, I wager. I can kind of see how they would think that we're kind of involved in this somehow. Every time they follow a lead, they end up encountering us. It's hardly surprising and rational. Without stood a footstep away from the rest of the sinners and watched in silence as they tried to come up with an explanation. What is he thinking? What is it that he wished to say? Or is he simply contemplating observing without any preconceived notion in his mind? His silence should have been any different from his usual reticence, but as though by some chance or whim. Hey Marcel. I was struck by this sense of brief yet distinct strangeness and was compelled to speak with him. Yes, manager. Don't hesitate to let me know if there's something you want to say, but aren't you sure if you're supposed to say it? Yes, manager. I will do as you order, should one circumstances occur. As always, his reply was always different, inconsistent, and direct. As though he had ruled out his own and told him what was his specific reason for a solution like this. Okay, but I'm talking about right now, actually. Do you have anything to say right now? No, I do not. It did not appear to me that he was trying to hide anything or choosing his words in response to my question. His reply was simple, that an answer, nothing more. Yet a prepared answer written down on a list of response. That's what it felt like to me. As though this particular answer had always been the only one he had available for a situation like this. Clearly prodding him for an answer that wasn't going to get me anywhere, so... With a curt sure, if you say so, I turned away from him and took off to join the others in this. And I did so. A few words lingered in the tip of my proverbial tongue, asking to let it out, so I did. Would have been nice to know what you were looking at of that. He spoke at. I cannot form a judgment. What? That is because the precise definition and nature of the subject of my gaze are just as unknown to me as to you. Should you point out an object on an enemy, I can provide a verbal explanation based on my concurrent knowledge. If it requires such information, please rephrase your question accordingly. Had I asked him again, had I tried to get to the bottom of that line of questioning, would I have found myself in the smallest peak of Marcel's psyches, which have remained entirely shrouded in mystery even after an entire year of traveling together? I suppose that's not up for me to judge as well. Manager. Yes? Another battle is imminent, as you have previously instructed. I have informed you of an imminent battle. Oi! Yo! Boss o'clock! Are you gonna sit down all day while you do all the fighting? They're pouring out of that building over there! So they must have been on their way to that building. Our path seems to be clear, Executive Manager. Let us neutralize those foes and head up there. Alright, gotcha! Be right there! The brief little battle came to a close. And battling enemies who arrived precisely at the time when Marcel had predicted. We made our way into the building. Bloody hell, them floats we fought down there must have been weaker ones of the bunch. Why does the Anchor have so many guys on their payroll? There's no end to them. Haha, it is a wing after all. Are these the taboo violators? I thought the couple would work alone. No, I'm quite certain they're the ones from the subscription reports. The Anchor fixer appeared just as confused as we were. It was clear to me that they were expecting to find the taboo violators here, not a big group of dozen or so people. What were they thinking sending fodder like us to deal with an organized taboo violation? They should have sent a taboo hunter here instead. Why do you think they told us to consume CANTO experience containing mass melee combat? They must have thought our current manpower would suffice to deal with this. I don't know about that. Wait, wasn't there an extra report that one of them's all of a sudden, with a click, the room began to buzz with a metallic whirl of some kind of machinery. And immediately I could tell what it was. A distortion. Standing in the middle of the shabby room was a device I wasn't sure if I had seen before. The exterior was plotted with a strange shape that looked similar to what we saw on the Colonel's face in our earlier battle, making it difficult to gather its full shape. The round object affixed to it began to rotate slowly with a dull worn-out groan of the thing past its prime. Man! Shoot your eyes! The moment it began to emit a faint ray of light, Otis thundered in a commanding voice. Gah! I quickly turned away as well, making sure to not catch even a glimpse of it. The devices could be playing a recorded video, Executive Manager. Even a brief look at it could constitute a taboo violator. Shit! I saw that. I'm so finished. Such a panic began creeping into the voices of several unlucky individuals. Oh man, folks, this is getting a little embarrassing. A sleepy voice speaks through the darkness past my metaphorically speaking shut eyes. Mentor? Eyes open, Angdu. What's wrong with everyone? Got dust in your eye? The hell's wrong with you? Don't you know that anyone who watches even a split second of recorded video in Encore gets... Of course I know, but I watch it anyways. Open your eyes, esteemed fellows. This motion picture isn't recorded. Hang on, he's right. The video's not recording. Also involved by the Kim's comment, or perhaps believing in that scene the video could be accused as incidental exposure occurred while subduing violators. The young employee also opened their eyes and began murdering amongst themselves. Is that thing talking to us? I finally allowed myself to get a look on the machine, which was firing a conical beam of light against the side of a wall. And this was its message, delivering via white word in a black background. So you tracked me down this far. After what I went through to take refuge here, they still ended up finding this place. All of you blindly consuming a fake experience after fake experiences, without a care about the real thing. Case number TC3224. You are under suspicion of Category 3 violation. Reveal yourself now and forfeit your illegal recordings. Should you comply, we will... What is foolery but witness buffoonery in the absence of fool? The hollow vestal barefoot of all beleaguered delusion, rather not a broad of echo to the dogged excoriating of tools. What is this fella on about? If you mean to obstruct our official duties, we won't hesitate to use force. Clang. Without ever so much as turning around, Baba had the Kim raise his sword and parse away with the handcuffed employee nail-sharp weapons. I'm only speaking as my whim guides me, my dear fellows. No need to get so huffy. I only aim to say that this abomination has no consciousness. After what I went through to take refuge here, they still ended up finding this place. For all you blindly consuming fake experience after fake experience without even a care about the real thing. It's repeating the same symptoms over and over again. Now that does make me wonder, was I just far gone and distorted? Past all words and reason? I mean, if anyone has an answer to that question, it'd be you folks, right? He would say nothing more. He turned a piercing look onto us. All the episode was spotting the employees to attack, as though he was goading at us to telling him the truth. Well, don't suppose there are any point in asking. I am no different from this abomination. Just as it wielded at that contraction, I must have wielded the only thing I really know of, the blade, transforming to a mindless fiend consumed by a mere tool, clipping through the both friend and foe unrestrained. Hey Junior, are you still on about that? I tried to avert my eyes. I truly did. But such disregard is easier said than done. How can I say that when the distortion has no qualm showing me the... Doesn't he know how to rule unsolicited referring to the bottom of one heart's ease? That's gonna be illegal or something. Illegal, I say. Turning a customer into a tug on a projection racket run. A mere end before a car in motion into a sweeping driver. Conjuring dead fellows before the eyes of their mentor, simply unconscious, rude as hell, as some might say. My poor heart almost burst out my chest, courtesy to you. All of you blind consuming fake after experience without me care about the real thing. In that split second, I think I saw Marcel's eyebrow twitch. A battle is imminent, manager. This is his natural response seems to be sending an imminent battle, perhaps. Up! A blinding flash followed by an explosive bang. My vision immediately went white and decided to take its damn time coming back. And when it did, the first thing that came into view was a particularly unsettling landscape of escort followed by Manhattan surrounded by a smaller army of Chunokuns. Mentor! Keep that out and you shall be dead, Angdu. Isn't it about time that we both grew accustomed to such sights? Mentor, do I wake up from these dream drenched and cold sweats? That they might be bind and drag you away? This isn't so bad, is it? It's just he spoke so far. Unlike earlier when... Another flash. What was that? Everything went dark. I don't understand what's happening, but first thing first, we have to neutralize everyone here and get our mission back on track. Adjusting projection. I've been stringing so far and running all day for this exact reason and... So that was his mechanism. False? The words began to shift rapidly before I had the chance to ask Falso what she had meant. To the ones who find comfort settling in lies, I give you what you most deserve, your gaze. Well, I'll be blind before today's over and at this rate. It changed. It did? Unlike earlier instances, one of the distortion is different from the others. As Marcel identified, there was something different about the group of Chunokun this time. They were accompanied by someone else. A warrior in impressive armor, wielding a sword that's just as tall. That armor and great helm wonder of the South Circle. To be reunited in such a manner. Distortion. The warrior drew a bow that hung over the waistguard and knocked an arrow. I suppose this is how we would have gone down had you been the one to grab me. Military commissioner of the Game of How are you fare, friend? At the arrow loosing, seize the curse. The warrior loosens the knock arrow which is soared into the side with a piercing whistle. And with that, the air splitting sound as their cue, the Shunokun began to swarm us. Out of all the faces penalty of Kim, I imagine this is what I imagine. Kim is only player true. Kim in aura depth true. Kim is always fucking like aura bombing, man. Limbus, they know Kim's a 200 mangs, yeah. They definitely did. We still don't have Kim on the team though. Man, it would be nice to have Kim on the team. Ooh. Flash phenomenon. Im Kim Yok. Leading voice, cool. Memory transition. Retreat at turn and then transition between location. Ooh. On skill use, middle max that convert all coins they use to the unbreakable coin. Skill base power and coin power should make them stack. What the hell? Multi coins? What the hell? Single coins? Take 30, take negative 30 damage from burn, bleach, hammer, rupture, rounded that. What the hell? When 2 begins style fire and encounter. Oh, what the hell? Use one time and taking shield damage equal to 10% of this unit's max HP. What the hell? Okay, cool. What to do? This is like kind of like a damage test then.
그려낸 대
効果的な攻撃でした。
이제 갖고 놀기.
Apparently my Arizona loves using her strongest skill on stagger the 11 HP enemies. Goddamn.
뜨거울 거다. 조금 많이 내 건
가져갈 수 없을 거다.
초월 지령에게 불확실한 것은 없네.状態に何か変化が。
감상은 어떤가요?
당신을 지게라 절규하는
당신
내 모든 시간들의 아우성이
저를 묻어주니까. 검문 확보.
미래를 과거와 같이 囚人が退却できませんでした。あ、ダンテさんには囚人を蘇生できる能力がありましたよね。
그대는 어디까지 각오했을지.
이중 격발 조정이 필요 없지.
이 순간이 다 되어내리라. 나 또 반갑시 숨이 다들 헤어낼
このまま行けば敵を食い止められます。상대는 나야. 대전 플레이!
실제
숨막히도록 견뎌왔고 절박하게 갈망했으며 헤아릴 수 없이 저주했으니
ダンテさんの作戦とても効果的でした。
Oh, what the heck?
敵は深手を負っています。
Oh, cool. Flash projector.
그대는 어디까지
이
가고
순간이
있을지.
다 되어내리라.
소리와 호흡을 멈추고
그냥 5배!
지키기 위해서
그 뜻을 해금하겠네. 敵は深手を負っています。
This unit can only be unlocked at any time for others can acquire it. Memory which is your miscode. Maybe this unit is 1.
시연합니다.
양반이 떠올랐다.
대상 확인.
림버스 컴퍼니の皆さん、この勢いに乗って勝ちに行きましょう。 대응 완료.
조종이 필요 없지.
이 순간이 다 되어내리라. 불사이군 그럼 안녕 몰아치는 것을 처절한 원망.
앞으로 둘.
아무것도 남지 마라.
これが必要な戦いであれば
그려낸 대로. 낯도 강도치 숨이 닿도록 베어낼 것.
조종이 필요 없지.
억제 완료. 야,
지키기 위해서. 외면의 예술을.
敵が来ます皆さん戦闘の準備を
그대는 어디까지 가고
이 순간이
있을지.
닿도록 베어내리라.
저의 뼈를 크게 잡고 저의 살로 채워넣어 외면의 예술
격정의 마음을 모방하겠어.
Furiosa replica. Cool fucking red coins, man. Furiosa.
종명. 딸아이도 이 상처를 기억하고 있으면 좋겠구려.
I should set my form alright. Just a little more and I think we might be able to smash that dang thing to smithereens, but yeah, but it's really hard to focus on one thing with that huge warrior zapping in and out of reality as soon as we make our sub-an opening. I make it our lives a whole lot easier because we get rid of that just one of them. The battle seems to be taking a toll on the sinners more than so than usual. It wasn't that we're up against an insurmountable foe. Not even close, not to mention how Erza and Angel were here to help us out. But shade, haven't they had enough? About time they gave up in it. Oi, don't you go legging it again? That's based on carrying fellas shoes, kicking our butts, but I don't know if they're the key to solving the distortion. We ain't exactly flushing with option, are we? Our exit button, it ain't like we can stop mid-fight to strategize it. With the battlefield constantly shifting and flashing between NCOP and SCOP, we simply did not have the breathing room to focus on either of the projector or gimme up. We're swinging that great boy with fighting force. Besides, Angdu, go cover his back too. It shall be done. Enko was sending far too many people against us. There weren't that many at first, but it seemed to be a suspect and employee casualty in an area, so who to the next had alerted the encrypt our location. How do we get out of this? Faust, Otis, help me out here. I decided to stop racking my brain to trying to navigate a situation I know so little about, and instead rely on the sinners with the possibly more experience in the field. First, I need to know if there's any way we can deal with the endless reinforcement and Corp is sending after us. And second, would defeating and giving up or destroying that project to bring an end to this distortion phenomenon? If I may speak for the executive manager, it is unlikely that our present force will be sufficient to overcome the current rate of enemy referring. Not only is this battlefield situated in the close proximity to the enemy a stronghold, but there is an unpredictable variable in that strange machine that makes us neutralizing even a single wave of enemy difficult. If I regret to be the bearer of bad news, we are trapped in a battlefield with a single exit, which enemies have already blocked without reinforcement of our own. There's little hope of prevailing through this current predicament. Yeah, seems that way to me too. But maybe if we can neutralize the distortion phenomenon at the very least. Faust, recommend entering the dungeon of the phantoms as our exit. Dungeon of the phantoms? But how can I enter it without even taking the distortion? Wait, maybe doing the LCB regular checkup back at the LCE. He says that all you have to do is read on what's on that note in front of this distortion apparently. It's some kind of code? Right, keywords. This one seems to be a location type distortions, which means that regardless of where the bright flashes take us up, Encrypt or the twisted canoe of the escort, we're still within its range. In other words, as long as I have the right keywords, I can summon an entrance to its dungeon of phantoms from anywhere within it. Okay, so what are the keywords for this distortion then? Valentine have provided us necessary keywords for this distortion back then, but this time we had to figure it out on our own. First thing first, one of them has to be a photograph. It's obviously happened present through the entire phenomenon. If I may perhaps experience maybe one of them. Ethan put his 2 cents, having briefly retreated from his battle to the backlines. There's an undercurrent of perception with the experience staining his every trail. It must have odd relation to what it has caused its distortion. Experiences. The contract alone lacks substance. It must be something more grounded, something that has once significant with experience, while maintaining a true outline of encode technology, which was that was the core of its obsession. Can experience? Most likely think false. Alright then, photographs can experience. Not seem to be transpired as of yet. Didn't, but I could feel it. Are these kind of photographs they use to make can experiences? So that's what the strange sensation was, mentioning that word shook the distortion and caused that rippling effect. But it was clearly not enough to force open the dungeon of the phantoms. How many other keywords could there be? Scraps. Sorry? Oh, I thought we were all talking about turn sharing what we might have caused him to distort. And going by the way you folks were saying, your piece one up to another. I thought this was to be some sort of Zen riddles. Not a Zen riddle, no, but where did scraps come from? See, when enjoying the benefits of slacking off at work, all kind of mutanity comes to possession far more intense sing quality, sometimes even revealing secrets invisible to eye focused somewhere else. Take our personnel to up interest to it. He has been poking around this area of town with an eyeing watering expensive camera in tow, so contracted that every store owner I lightly prowled for information had tales to tell about him. These tales are the faces of long saga of one driven man, a man with can-do attitude, uncanny ability to pull himself through his own bootstrap, and a clear path towards next experience who became so bewitched by photography that he eventually squandered his fortune on what was, in the end, nothing more than a pastime. And that went on until he found himself reduced to a pauper barely making rent on a scrap heap of an apartment. In pursuit of his identity, the man has lost grip of fortune and reality. I set up his apartment and found a few scraps of his writing. While cold rain dripped through the roof, when mold and humidity together and processed the earth, the mind began to wander and lost. Eventually, madness is evoked from individual form from drunkenness, the proper Losses himself. A shadow darker than any I have seen of Kim's face creeped beneath the shade of his eyes. No, I had seen that look once in the past. Though it would be more accurate to say that I had heard it in his voice that echoed in his phantom distorted by the guilt and regret. Perhaps I shouldn't be surprised by the fact that this distortion has amongst the countless people he had taken a particular interest in the band we had at Kim. Photographs, can experience, and scraps. Like inserting a final piece of the puzzle, with face before the momentary warp and flash, opening a pathway to the distortion's phantoms. Well then, we will be right behind you, executive manager. Which Erza, this is what I had seen then. A great way to one's phantoms. Ah, this is it, huh? Neat stuff. But in case you could finish, Erza had to redirect her focus from our discussion back to the battle. Most of the sinners were caught in the same predicament. Some managed to disengage from the battle and prepare to enter the dungeons of the Phantoms. But Hongler and Gregu and several others were still busy holding off the employees. They're gonna follow us right in here if we run now, right? Probably. Even those who aren't chained to the Dante like us, we can travel through the pathway once it's open, so... Yeah, let's not drive ourselves into an even narrow corner. I'll keep them at bay. Hearing that, Bamboo had the Kim stepped up. My sword's not what it was, but it should be enough for this. Besides, I have a little wish to set foot in some ill-omened places and be tangled in such a bizarre mess. Is that really what he thinks? There was something in his eye that led me to believe that there was about more than just staying behind to protect our rear. He was... What the fuck? Eh? What a terrible... God damn it! God damn it, Ryoshu! What a terrible front. Okay, goddamn. At least try to pretend to be sincere and make it easier for us to believe you. Did you think that terrible excuse was gonna apply? What are you trying to avoid, Swordswinger? You're not some kind of kid trying to get out of doing his homework. I remember hearing that entering a dungeon of the Phantoms would bring one to the spiritual phantom of the distortion gazing into. Then what lie must be my very own, but that is what the abomination is gazing into. It is decided then, you're coming with us. We ain't about to walk in blind to a place we know shit about, mate. Guide us in there, yeah? Oh, that's... He keeps it simple, you try it that too. Learn the hard way that homework like summer reading that doesn't go away just because you don't look at it. It's still there, even as summer breaks come to an end, ruining the last day of your vacation into an all-nighter. Ariashi's campus vibrate cheerfully in agreement. Stop procrastinating, go do your summer reading. What did you say? Face the homework, save the GPA? Face the sin, save the ego. It is, after all, the attitude of the company expect of its employee. Go, Junior. You guys too, LCB. I can handle them all on my own. You will make a lone stand? Hey, who do you think I am? I'll show you why Team Little Motors felt safe sending me alone out with you guys. This was basically a monster of the week situation of the team leader and me back in our duo days. I can handle them on my own, no problemo. Oh my god. She remembers? The Distortion Detective era? Hey yo. I want to see how you guys handle the inflection point. But I guess you can never really have it all. Oh well, guess I had to rust our own Osir team newbie to handle that. Now I think about it, I think I'm seeing a pretty solid example of your team senior, aren't I? I don't like this, but it seems that I have no choice in the matter as long as this employee card hangs from my chest. If assigned, Kyun shook his head and joined the dragon in his spirit with all the while. I shall take the vanguard. Ah, mentor, be warned that the entrance is flowed in. Take a tall step over and you may trip. I can clearly see that, Engdu. Bring me a ladder if you're really that worried. Why don't you? I feel in need of one? A mere jest, you needn't worry. Wait, we're going to the dungeon now. I haven't like fucking been into a intervallo dungeon in like a while. Holy shit. Like it's been like a while since we entered like a intervallo dungeon, wasn't it? We're entering a dungeon. Hell yeah. It's been ages to be actually entering a fucking dungeon.
서두르지 말고 느긋하고 여유롭게.
That's how everyone's been living their my life. My photographs too. This is Escope 2, right? It is reminiscent of my homeland, but the sights are much too hideous compared to what rests in my memories. Hideous was APT. When we emerged from the entrance of the dungeon into Escope Street, what greeted us was a distorted and eerie scenery I wouldn't be surprised to find in an Escope. Team Haunted Mansion. This place hardly fit for a human habitation, far more difficult than the one expected. Those sayers of people inhabited in these lands were true. Really? I think that's a cool vibe. Where's my food? I don't think I'll be able to get a wing of sleep in here. The lives of the downtrodden were beset by 1,000 of wills and tenfold more struggles, and the street they inhabited reflected that reality. Many times I have put in consternation how folks here have even have the will to live on. The shadow that had begun to haunt Kim's face still lingered here as he looked around. The distortion reveals the phantom of those who gazed into it, as Kim had said. Perhaps this is how Escorp is reflected in Kim's eyes. On the days when skies were spotless blue and when revolt orders from the council lifted, I would scale through the roof of that choga and feel it rust beneath my back as I lay upon it. I thought it not to be a real sprightly solely mine, yet in this merely world, another has walked here before my arrival. I joined him in looking up at the tattoo roof of the choga. Beneath it, a wicked tunnel have I passed. Now I witness myself before one who shall strike the head from my torso. Was a figure standing tall next to the building, staring definitely towards the man on the straw roof. I'm Kim Yop. Are you home? Are you home, I asked. That's when we had a Kim back then. Wait, what? Yo, fucking Prime ever had a Kim? That fucking drippy ass outfit, what the hell? God damn. What a strange visitor I have. Why not call at the front gate if you would come from seeking the master of the house? Being not like a dog barking at the wrong tree, it become unbearing. The dog? Really now? I can see you up there, lounging on the roof. I'm not going to speak to the door like I'm blind. Has a spill of some sort befallen the day? To have such an odd occurrence transpired twice successfully. The work of a bridging spirit, I say. What's up with about checking in on someone? Isn't it odd? The high and noble military commissioner of our esteemed corporate would come in person to simply check in on how lowly mercenary fares. You know me? She certainly knows her jest. She marched forward, vested in wall-strider armor. They expressed no violence. She wielded a two-handed great blade like a demonic yaksha, yet harbors no hostile intent. Why? Who might be but a military commissioner, Young Op, the principal of the famed and family. We are certainly in the habit of speaking in the highborough. I am not so noble that I deserve to be complimented with an epithet so grand as the principal. Aha! Not a compliment, you see. Commissioner, this is a vertical technique known as backhanded compliment, in which I can damn you with praise. You are bound by your precious principle that you would be unreasonable than betray them. Does an officer of rank second ordinary who have no wit to engage in such banter? Why am I out of line, as they say? You two are friends, right? This is our first meeting, so not at the precise moment. I know I'm just saying that if we're here, or if I were her, I wouldn't let myself become friends with you after such a bad first impression. Can't imagine becoming friends with someone who keeps pushing my buttons. Maybe people do find fashion in such personality if they have a taste for prickliness. I enjoy the fact that her gender was hidden mainly because of no voices yet. Yeah, there's no voices. I would have assumed that it was a guy as well, but because like the flashback, right? I was like, oh, it's a female. It's so hard to tell about the voices, man. Good friend in us, don't you? Fine, you have a point, I guess. I do have a habit of pushing people's buttons too. But still, I hope you do not seriously compare to where I talk to this sassy gotcha-digging pun riddle. Well, the world we live in is a vast and diverse one. Consider yourself lucky that you're surrounded by so many quirky characters. Because of that same luck that she took the joke well rather than responded by trying to cut off my head. You are out of line, yes, but I knew you would be, so I wouldn't take it as an issue a bit. Though I must admit, the rumors of your sharp tongue do you no justice. The streets speak of a man that they call Kim Lib. Bamboo rain hat. I see where they get the name from. The man who I once intended to pursue the path of the brushes, only to realize the sin of his forefather and exile himself to the back streets. Yet the sheer power of the will greeted deep and scare the hearts. Did he find a path or sword another way into the nest as the right stated council sword guarded at that? That's you, isn't it? Although superlative, yet the reality is that I merely found the path of man and butchery as a viable way of life. Direct any compliments you have towards the right state counselor, if you will. I am but a butchering blade that happened to fall into the right hands. His last name is Bamboo Had a Cow. I know, right? Also, I need to like grab some like water because my fucking throat is like fucking dry. I need to like get some water. Okay, I'm back. I got a proper drink. Not a compliment, just a word on the street. You're quite a quick learner. It's been the fancy reading of my name. Watching you pretend that frontal posture comes naturally is painful enough already. To put simple, but out Bamboo Hadakim. Thank you. Bamboo Hadakim. And does he continue to veer away from the line? I would be a corpse cold and dead than stay in line. Have mercy on me, Almighty One. If I come all the way here just to punish you for every little misdeed and little manner, I would have laid you out and split you in two in 3 ways before this riveting dialogue brought us this far. So feel safe to continue trapping outside the line. But in return, would you answer a few of my questions? I've been watching you from the distance for a while now and... Really? Stalking someone is not very principled of you. You sure she didn't give you a good wallop after that? No, truly a mystery, isn't it? Besides, she did give me a free rein to continue trasping outside the line. I couldn't in good conscience turn down such an offer of kindness. Not that I ever do. You should have a way with words, a way of finding your way under the listening skin, huh? Perhaps you are deep not to be expected among fellowship of close mutual bonds. They don't look like friends yet, though. But care to tell us why she'd be watching you? I was engaged in the age-old pastime of throwing rocks. Oh, you spirit of the game was Sukjoin? Saved them for the festival of Dano. I was throwing rocks at the passerby. Fee on D! This is the wrong D, good sir! I suppose it is. People of Pueblo and Sao in particular found it to be distasteful, and they did not let their discontent be hidden. But the P in the blood Jordan cheered me on to a degree. They found it cataract. Oh, curious. Then it is a right D or D not right? PPO? Style? What if it's still describing? It's a well-known truth that S-Corp is known by its other name, Saya PPO. Agun Industries. Our wing specialized in the general agriculture and livestock industry of the city, and the vastness and the depth of its responsibility have necessity and as such division of labor. Thus, District 19 is split into 3 court circles responsible for different aspects of the industry. Sal, P, and P wheel, meaning flesh, blood, and bone, respectively. Ah yes, yield my flesh to claim the bones. Staff responsible for the cultivation of rice and other grains, PPO responsible for the meat and livestock. NP in charge of the technological aspect of both. A scientist and research who tolerate at S-Corp, you must have felt in the perspective of the P faced firsthand. It's believed that the Trinity was designed for the balance, that they would provide assistance when requested and keep on one another in check when needed. It was once a promise of cultivating a fair and sustainable S-Corp. Alas, the noble intention of yesterday now lies to sully the Trinity of now degraded of 3 quarreling band of profiting blinded by avarice, relying not on honor, but to trade imperatively to claim the top of the triangle. An inherent to the flesh claimed the petition of the chief state council and modified rights as the common folk draw. An inherent of the bone, once rights the state councillor Tada Ostal and rises to the seat of the elastic councillor. When sustain this conspiracy premise, not the common folk to even try the dynastic pleas. Anger's cries of suffering flood the streets. Thus the common folk are reduced to livestock breeding out, hanging from the hook while bones and flesh colluded like that of the immaculate deed. I shall claim the severance of flesh and bone and force them both to you. An off-head poem when walking the street of S-Corp. Oh, then the people who don't have targeted with the rocks weren't people. Rats, ah yes. Rats, the backseat rats. Ah yes, council find rats detestable. Much better to stop them from a distance if you want to touch them. Why did Shan do these rats have habits of sneaking into the royal court to build the platform where what the common folk rightfully deserve? They suffer from a severe case of kleptomania mania. We purposely threw a rock at his feet to trip him to the ground, knowing that he was a kleptocrat. Well, he simply could not help but react as such in suspicion of scurrying rats. The backseat rats! The backseat rats! Is there an odd you find funny? Speak if you do. I could use a good laugh about now. Just hardly expressing my gratitude, that is all. Those who corruption is revealed ought to be ready to receive their scattered aura bonds. The gall, to scamper away with their expensive prosthetic. My men were having some trouble apprehending them until now. You know, I kind of wonder, right? It'd be kind of funny if like Im Guillaume and Xiao are basically like related in some way, like their cousin or something. I don't know why, but it'd be kind of funny if they are like related in some way. Well, if that is your intent, you are invited to leave a token of gratitude somewhere in the vicinity. Perhaps I'll happen to pick it up. Wouldn't want to get thrown into the dungeon teeming with real vermin. Oh, I was going to do just that. So when do you stop being a sword and be human again? What? When do you clock out? That way I see it. You're not the kind of person who ever let a drop of liquor get to his tongue while on duty for the right state council. She's cute! Oh my god! Face reveal! Face reveal! Face reveal! Return to this shogun when you're human again. I'll buy you a drink as thanks. Ah, she's so cute. She really does remind me of Xiao for some fucking reason, man. She reminds me of Xiao. She's a funny one, Mentor, then this fellow you had often mentioned fondly was... Correct. Haven't I mentioned her a few times as drinking a fellow I had left behind in Escort? I must say, I found myself that relationship most intriguing, that the military commission of the South faction who fraternized with a bodyguard of the Right State Council was one of the P faction. Still, I knew not the fellow was none other than the military commission of Escort. Angle's eyes had gone wide in shock, her voice rising unconsciously. It is news to me that you have a tie to a second ordinary officer, officially military officer with a command over a high-ranking employee of the wing at that. Well, I was the service of the Right State Council, who was the first ordinary, you know. Oh, well, that might be true, yet you would like to know why, with such a powerful friend by my side, have ended up in exile from Escort? Yes, your silence over a matter of such great import. It's why I've come to introduce you to others as recited one mentor. We had made the Blade lineage our home, but Escort will no home for us but the lineage, but you, mentor. I would rather show than tell. Let us proceed, shall we? This enchanted place seemed intent on unearthing all of my past, both savory and unsavory. All shall be revealed in due time. Kim looked around, a twinge of loneliness in his eye before moving on. We all followed without a word. I love the fucking Kim Yon face reveal, man. She's so cute. Oh my god, again with this. I kind of wish that maybe Kim Ji-hoon can be a bit more creative with the dungeon. I mean, like, I don't know why, but I feel like maybe because I'm like used to like doing a dungeon a lot, seeing the same pattern over and over again with the line going this way and then going that way, it's kind of like, I don't know. I kind of wish there's like something more to it. The pattern smells of blood.
마지막까지 발버둥 칠 수밖에.
Is that the black silence? No, it's not the black silence. The hello Atticus, look at this dream.
그려낸 대로
24개의 늑골이 자아내는 티비아의 멜로디가
囚人の皆さんの状態に何か変化が。
감상은 어떤가?
이 순간이 태어난 낮도 밤도 쉬 숨을 다하듯 배우네
ダンテさんの作戦とても効果的でした。
감로 확보.
필연적 절대적
한산의 빛에 낚시잖아.
向こうにも事情があるのでしょう。
영감이 떠올랐어.
だから止まりません。
전략적 자체
メルシに対して大きな打撃を与えました。じゃあ
이어.
정해진 운명이 되고요. 왜냐해 초월 지령해가 불확실한 것은 없네.
감상은 어떤가요?
타스 도박確認
I just realized we have been kind of kill on the team. What the hell? I didn't even fucking realize because they were in the mirror that I did not realize that we have been mechanic team on the team actually. What the hell?
오랜만에 숨 좀 차는군
미래를 과거와 같이
Bamboo has a king.
해왔던 숙제들에 비하면 별것도 아닌
It's just
일이다.
defense. 바깥에 water drops.
서두르지 말고 느긋하고 여유롭게.
敵に変化が見られます。
All the way in the back. Bamboo had a king LCD. Poison bleed. Yield my flesh. To claim the bone after being a hit. Cannot use my flesh until next turn. Yield my face to claim their bone. It would regret. Ooh, okay, cool.
영감이 떠올랐어.
그쯤 해줬으니 포장지 한번 벗겨야겠군.
지령에게 불확실한 것은 없네. 何か変化が
그려낸 대로 낮도 밤도 쉬 숨을 다하듯 배우네.
ドクターのように優れた好きですね。 エリートオペレーターの依頼です
그게 힘들나요?
소리와 호흡을 멈추고
ダンジョンの発見めっちゃけの効果的でした
예술적이네요.
敵は深手を負っています
그려는데
오른손 검을 하늘로 가까이
대응 완료
발산을 했어. 나쁘지 않아요.
무언 중
敵は深手を負っています
영감이 떠올랐어.
これがリンバスカンパニーの戦闘
원망
私もまた一つ学ばせ
이
ていただき
순간이
ました
다하다 되어내리라
이기 심장이 아비규환
Oh. I chose the wrong option.
마지막까지 발버둥 칠 수밖에.
No, it can't be. My life is the experience. The memory I have recorded are different. Alas. Kim came to the start with a grim look on his face. Again, I am returned to this day. His voice has dropped to the same morose pitch we have heard before. Mentor, I have been here before. Ah, have you? Had it been to my memory when I distorted, did you? I must say, it's a bit embarrassing to have my deepest and darkest secrets revealed like that. Kim grinned sheepishly as though to clear the air, but it was becoming rather clear to me what he was doing. That his flippant manner and seemingly devil-may-care attitude were but a mask to hide the true darkness in his heart. Then this must be, indeed, the right state councilor's estate. Someone who had once protected, but was now thought was for protecting. Kim pushed open the main gate and made his way into the front yard. Watch out, Angdu. Take a tall step over it, or you might trip. There was a bloody blade on the yard, and I couldn't dare start counting them. I feel faint watching the aftermath of the carnage. Some were decapitated, some had the torsos be diagonally. Some of them were but some manga could hardly tell which part belonged to who. Are they not retainers of the royal court? What were they doing at the councils? No, they were all killed by assassins? Assassin did infiltrate the estate, yes. You're looking at what remains of them. Though I had but a moment to glimpse, I clearly remember what the S-Corp logo I saw on Kim's pattern looked like. The hat these corpses are, or were wearing, are adorned with the same logo. So why is never had Kim calling them assassin? In this corrupted land, the right estate council's life was always as precautious as the candlelight in a tempest. Such is the fate of all of those who have gathered to speak the truth in Escorp, where positions of influence are held by corrupt Cinnabons whose hold on power is ironclad. The most prominent among them, the left state councillor, while the chief state and councillor's blessing, sought to build his own private army to silence forever the tongue of those who would advocate against the corrupt. Private army? But are they prohibited in our homeland? So they're kind of like how the great houses of H-Corp each had their own armies. That is similar to what is happening, but not exactly. If such circumstances would be explained in planar terms, it would be akin to a situation in which a company whose employees outwardly appear to be all working for the same site is in fact fractured within a certain department, pledging alliances to a different individual than the chief executive. What assassins there had been in the past at least wore masks to hide their allegiance. I had the thought of no difference, though with assassins seemingly less invested in maintaining their disguise. I'm realizing that I had just placed my stone inside of the tiger's maw. Gasp. Looking around at the yard teeming with the assassins, I recall thinking it out on how many of them they had stand. Though the left council power had grown to loom over the king, I should have realized how ridiculous such a bizarre attempt on the life of one kingly council at the royal court would have been foolish. I can't. I have failed you, counselor. There were simply too many of them. As though they had decided that tonight was the night they would finally slay the counselor or die trying. I was soon overwhelmed by some of them managed to get around me and reach the counselor's bedchamber. The moment I heard them breach the door, all strength left me, and I fell to my knees. I, Kim Lee, am a poor excusable bodyguard, and I have failed you. I knew who the author of the full scheme was, the left state councillor. Let this be my final act of loyalty, or I accept this life for this life. Though I am too meager a person to carry on your real counselor, what I can do is plant the seeds of terror in the hearts of the unjust, if only to unshackle their black heart from committing the greater misdeed. Shall I go before the villain who contributed this betrayal and see that favor is repaid with steel? Only by such vengeance will the counselor at last close his eyes in his grave. Or so I had thought. What? Greetings, honored bodyguard of the right counselor. I see that you've hard work. Accursed parasite, I ought to flay you alive and remove the wretched soul underneath. Some guy you have to show your face here. Oh, here? You mean the home of the honorable right state council who toils day and night in the service of the royal court? I know the assassin was sent by the left state council. Get out of my way. I shall collect your head once my task here is over. Alas, alas, the unfettered spirit of anger shame us all. Are those who lie by the sword as cruel as you? The cruelty of your damning words is an oppression upon distant men like himself. Let's see how long you can. Heed me, soldiers. Arrest that mad butcher. What? The accused shall heed his crying. 1 moon ago, an anonymous letter threatened to take the life of the revered right state councillor arrived at the royal court. This audacious cumulative effort is an effort not only to the royal court, but to heaven and men alike. The real left state council, who had long been in disagreement with the right state council on matters of the state, found this offense to be so heinous that he has personally commanded his men to protect his political enemies on the day writ on the letter. Huh? If the tragedy has struck, all of those lives sent to protect the noble council are slain, the bravery and justice of their honorable arch trampled upon the ground by this villain. And now the villain promised death yet to another pillar of the royal court? Thus we are pre-forced to arrest the criminal and restore the rule of law. You spout senseless rebel. I saw your men make their way into the council's bedchamber with their blades drawn. The councillor? Are you looking at the right estate councillor here, alive and well? My lord? The bio-wretch leaned down to my ear and whispered, "Perhaps you should have known where not to stick your nose. Did you really think you could overcome the entire private armory in the Lepistic Council's service? He sent some of its men to his death just to lure me into a trap? Why? Now don't take this as a compliment. You're not even applied to the blade of the homeland, nor are you the Unguillaume, but you have rather an egregious obstacle to the execution of my plan. Couldn't get through with the first thing in my plan, would you were constantly getting in my way. Let's keep you nicely locked up and out of trouble. This can't be. For what it's worth, young man, I'm sorry. I've come to realize the error of my ways. The truth is, the escape was indeed a pond of turbid water. It was those like us who stirred the dirt from his bed and turned it into cloudy. During the worst, we have a right to protect the revered right as the counselor. 1,000 curse upon this villain in his quest for the right to take the council's life. The virtuous man had already welded the ground with escape labor, the very lifeblood that runs in a vein, the most serene wings. And that the charcoal-hard villain is none other than the council's sworn guard, Kim Liv. Han. He does the villain. Han Ho Bile! Oh, and that's how it is distorted. And let the Orta take you. Oh my god. You've fallen far, my friend. You were once considered a candidate to honor of Gungum. And with that brand of noble stopping your strength, even your mastery with the blade will only do so. Are you to be my executioner, Guillaume Oak? I haven't received the order to behead you. If that's what you're asking, nor would it fit someone of my station to sully my hand with an executioner's duty. How will you live on now? I don't know. The council had abandoned me. There's no path forward. Cypriot Agronus is more crowded than I had thought. Rotten to the core. This is where the game ends. Time to resign my stone. Indeed it is. Why? Are you freeing me? Oh my god, to be honest, I like how that remember had Kim's like betrayal and like the way of like how like the fucking story is written. It reminds me of like fucking Roland and Angela like in Library Arena. With the fucking fact that like Roland's like fucking like misery and suffering, right? The way of like what Bamboo Headed Kim is doing the same thing of what Roland did, where like he's basically like covering his like suffering or like his like despair by putting on a mask on his face by pretending that everything is okay, even though like he still like regrets it like deeply or something. Once the game has been lost, you start anew and test another gambit in the next round. Why don't you stop playing this unfair game with the opponent star always start with a stone placed on 9 star points on the board, and find a place where you can begin anew in equal standing. As soon as they realize who you freed me, they'll come after you. It's okay. Unlike someone who made a fool of himself and fled after passing the royal examination, I have the royal court's backing as its military commissioner. My position in the court is so fickle that they will cut me down right away just because I let go of someone like you. You're a branded criminal in the eyes of the royal court. You're as good as the Inquisitor's pencil. I'll report that even if you were to flee, you would still be nothing more than a plaything in the palm of their hands. I didn't think that you would kind of go against your honorable principles. Some things can't be undone without bending a rule too, and you are needed. Escort future is in of those who are less bound by expectation like yourself. Besides, it's not the rule I stand by. Bring on principles. I did say I owe you a token of gratitude, didn't I? See this as a settlement of that. Gratitude and vengeance, after all, share a common quality. They are both debt to be repaid. Yomov, come with me. There's no hope left for Escope. You said it yourself, didn't you? We never win as long as we're playing their wicked game. Man. Listen, they might have 9 stone advantage over you, but to me, it's as small as 3. I managed to keep my finger on the pulse. Besides, change doesn't always have to come from the outside. The old wisdom says to catch a tiger, you must enter his den, but it wouldn't help to have an ally waiting in the tiger's den to back you out when the time comes. There, all done. Your bonds are severe. Go now. Go and build your strength beyond your walls of escort. Yet beware of relying over much on foreign powers. I don't have it in me to take up such grand purpose. I'm done with escort. You know how I am. I just go with the flow. Yes, do as you will. Go with the flow. Be whatever you want to be. But I'm just hoping that the currents of the river will someday bring you back to escort. That's all. Though I had loved the rigged game, my records afterward weren't stellar. The laying of the stone on my board were always full of holes and mistakes. I joined the Blade Lineage, become the mentor, and dragged them into the library. Library mention! Oh my god! He mentions the library. Okay, no. He mentions the fucking library. Library mention. Hey yo. He remembers about dragging them to the library. The Blade Lineage in the library. Until eventually, I cut down those who have placed their faith in me, self-defeating move after self-defeating move. If Gion had let me go, I had thought I had escaped the tiger's maw. But as I let the game progress with the flow, I soon came to the realization that my life was an endless sequence of connect and dies. The prince hi to say hi and good night. Oh, okay, Laser, hello. Hello and goodbye. Thank you for stopping by the stream. It's like doing the CANTO. I was in a losing play from the start. Shadow dances by the distant humanoid form begin to grow like a wildfire. All of those entire Blade Lineages one by one leap over the walls and approach us. Like the projection of Kim's darkening phantoms. They're from his memories. Films and photographs can sometimes remain undoctored, but the impression a person gets from viewing the photographs is malleable. Then there must be after. Yeah, Kim believed that if the Blade Lineage were to come back to life, they would have wanted to kill him. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. This is so fucking peak, man. I really like the fucking story so far, man. Holy shit. I like this interval so far. It's so like fucking funny, you know how like at first it was more like, oh my god, the crumbs for like fucking Marcel, like how you mentioned with like the gates and everything. It's like he seen some shit, and then we also have like Bambi had a game like crumbs as well, but like he remembers that he did go to the library and basically like, you know, they all got defeated by the library anyway, but then it got returned back to normal because like in the story of Librarina, every book that had been turned into like a book turns back into like a normal person after the library has been like, you know, been destroyed and stuff like that. But my god, it's fucking crazy how this fucking story is so good so far, man. I can't wait for the Muscle Crumbs, man. The Muscle Crumbs is gonna be so good. What the hell? The Muscle Crumbs.
소리와 호흡을 멈추고.
ダンテさんの作戦、とても効果的でした。결정 해준 실령에게 불확실한 것은 없네.
그대는 어디까지 각오했을지.
신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
검
보여드려야겠군요.
술적이네요.
예술을. リンバスカンパニーの皆さん、この勢いに乗って勝ちに行きましょう。
영감이 떠올랐어요.
Limbus Company! Vtuber! Hello, Chibi Junior. Welcome to my stream. Welcome, welcome. Yes, we are in fact playing Limbus Company. We're playing the peak Canto right now. Or I guess peak intervallo Canto. I really like how like Bambi had a Kim is like one of my favorite characters now. Like I really enjoy Bambi had a Kim as like a side character. Like he's already like good in fucking like Library Arena as like a receptionist like battle, right? But then like even like now like him and like part of like the LCD team, holy shit, man.
이번에도 치령의 뜻은 본인과 같군.
Limbus Company! Limbus Company! Hello, Rosie the cutie. Hello. We're doing Limbus Company.
그래. 이번 전투를 잘 마치면 칭찬해주겠어.
거긴 킬존이다. 그쯤 해줬으니 포장지 한번 벗겨야겠군.
I honestly can't wait to see like the new reveal for the next update. I can't wait to see people lose their mind for it to not be a not Rodion. I really want the 10 to 7 Don Quixote, but when you could exchange her, I didn't know there was a new season where like your token and stuff for ID got cut in half. Oh yeah. So basically your ego shards and your turret will be cut in half when a new season has been changed. Because Kim Ji-hoon doesn't want people to just like stockpile like a bunch of like ego shards. So you have to like spend them either ways when it comes to like a new season and stuff like that. Because like, you know, most people, right, like they would either like use Lunacy or like they use ego shard to basically get the season ID. So I am John Lobotomy from the Hit Game Corporation. Yes, from the John Hit Game Robotic Corporation. Welcome to Limbus Company.
그대는 어디까지 각오했을지.
How's it going, John Limbus? Do you enjoy this intervallo so far?
한숨을 상황 보이고 24개의 늑골이 자아내는 TDI의 멜로디가 파우스트? 신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
필연적 절대 보여드려야겠군요. 외면의 예술을. 敵は深手を負っています。 예측할 수 없게.
이 순간이 다 되어내리라.
Last time I played this game was the Agnes collab. Oh yeah, the Agnes collab was really good. If you played it during the Agnes collab, you basically like, you know, was there doing the peak time before it just disappeared, because if you play during the Arknight collab, it was a very good time for you to get like really good eagles before they just like you know, like cut it off and like never like have a collab again. You didn't manage to get any collab eagles. No! And such I was like 10 away from being able to exchange one. Oh no! No! You shouldn't be able to got it, man. Oh man. Didn't got the Arknight's ego. Oh well. I was gonna just couldn't even like do the collab stuff. God damn it. Also, I can't talk about. Oh man, yeah, I should have gotten the eagle, man. The eagle for Arknight is really good. My goodness, especially false eagle is really good. Like a prey back against the cliff's edge, I am left behind the parallel pine path. My hand hesitates with no room to space the stones. With Georgia Burgess with contemplation heralds the mind indeed. Now all that remains is to neutralize that one enemy combatant in the yard. Tell me, who's waiting for us in there? You should know this place's enemies are projecting off your memories. Not the hardest guess to make, is it? I expect to find Imgyo in there. Imgyo was a woman of loyalty and principles. Even as a military commissioner, she never stopped wanting to change the way of the royal court was. But she must have been broken. In the end, I scoured the newspaper and TV for anything I could to find on the current state of the escort. But it was plain as that nothing had changed there since my departure. Mentor, is that not but a basic speculation? Your concerns grow uncontrollably? Never have you spoken to us in such a monstrous one in the past. Thus what lies before you is but a figment of the distortion reflected upon your memories. Did this Gimyo appear as the monster does to you, Mentor? No. Gimyo wasn't like that. Gimyo, I still believe that Sapipi or Gurios deserve to die. But the destruction does not point. The point is, I want to be placed where I can cut away the Travis corrupted and have it wing that cares for its common folks. If I didn't know better, I would have thought to be seeking for a supplement to the current escort. You know that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just a wanderer, floating down the river's flow to where the currents take him. When the river bent and I hit the wall, someone picked me up and made a blade out of me. Once abandoned, I returned to the flow and found myself a mentor to those who afforded me the undeserved faith. And the river continued to wing, carrying me back to Escorp. Once I had fled, shall I let the blaze sting my inner thoughts? You think I'm satisfied with the way Escorp is? But your method is as it is now, goes against the principle. I expected better from someone of your wiles. If you enjoy those principles so much, then why ask me to leave the game? Because someone has to stay behind and try to bring change within the limit of your principle. I only hope that one of those bands of that river of yours would float back to knock on the gates of Escorp once they have print from change. Has that changed? What do you think? You at least seem to think I have. Because you believe that I shall stand in your path. Stand in my path? And stem the flow of this river evermore. Very well. The law states that denial of the will of the royal court is a crime deserving of death by beheading. I'm Kim Ryok, second order of the Sapipi Honor District, official of the sword, and military commissioner of the royal court, shall uphold the command and subdue the buzz of the rebellion before they propagate. Trying to start gain or lost 2 sword play of the homeland style. Activating the battle of the homeland style does not attack on the personal encounter. The term was included and rescheduled. The winner was represented was the sword play. This flesh I came. You can take 20% damage on created against And from Bramble-Headed King. Wow.
그려낸 그쯤 해줬으니 포장지 한번 벗겨야겠군. 뜨거울 거야. 조금 많이. 내 검을 가져갈 수 없을 거다.
파우스트, 신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이랍니다.
초월 지령에게 불확실한 것은 없네. どうすれば
시연합니다.
거기서 지켜보시죠.
이거 금강 맞지? 야! 필살! 바이올렛 브레이크 슬램! 이 순간이 다 되어내리.
미래를 과거와 같이 敵の調子が悪くなっているみたいです
녹이면서 뵐 수 있거든.
감상은 어떤가요? 아쉽네요. 좀 더 멋진 상이 남은 작품이 되길 바랬는데.
Goodbye, Kira.
숨막히도록 견뎌왔고 절박하게 갈망했으니 헤아릴 수 없이 저주했으니
ダンテさんの作戦とても効果的でした。
감상은 어떤가요? 이제 한 상황볼과 24개의 늑골이 자아내는 티비아의 멜로디가
대상 확인, 절침 탄, 트랜지션, 확산 탄, 임상시험 성공.
이 순간이 다 되어내리라. 글쎄아이군 몰아치는 것을 처절한 원망.
앞으로 하나. 검을 확보.
대응 완료. 아프잖아.
예술적이네요.
味方が優勢です。今こそ勝機をつかむ時です。
그려는데 이 불 또한 예술의 방울경이지.
본인은 최선을 다했다고 말해주시길.
거기서 지켜보시죠.
이중 격발.
덕타의ように優
소리와
れた式
호흡을
ですね。
멈추고.
내 팔은 뼈에 있었어.
지리내야 할
囚人が死亡。どうすれば。
Furioso. We're gonna Furioso, Amiya.
시험이다.
순간이 다 되어내리라.
거기서 지켜보시죠.
소리와 호흡을 멈추고 딸아이도 이 상처를 기억하고 있으면 좋겠구려.
She's not as powerful as I recall, yet rated by the brand, I am not so far ahead or behind. I don't know, I think you're doing pretty well. Barely, they appear evenly matched yet. He's wielding that sword like he's trying to get himself killed. That blade where is far beneath him, sinking the end here, is he? Can you afford to look away, Nadu? What are you doing? You rather lock your sword in with mine than parry it away? Could you have a proper sword fight without a blade locked through though? Huh? The duel between the mentor of a syndicate and the military commissioner of an escort is to neck clash after clash. The two are eventually lock their blade in a contest of might before it comes to a close in a final fatal bout. When the dust settles, the mentor lies in the stand dead. If that's what you want, I will grant it. Good. Let's finish this. Just as Pema had Kim and Gimyeon read it for the final bout, Engdu leaped in between them. Engdu? Are you really so ashamed that you would choose death over life, mentor? Are you so scared to live that you would rather die? Yes, I am. I'm scared. I'm terrified of my own audacity to live my days as though I haven't fulfilled everything and everyone who had the misfortune of placing their faith in me. My mission, my honor, my fellows, as though my path isn't haunted by ghosts, as though I can stand shamelessly before watching their eyes of the heavens. What have I been done with the life that was given to me, blind for the reality of my homeland? I serve my master who chooses politics over loyalty and justice. I cut down my fellow who chose to trust a fool like me. I walked my entire life as the flow carried me, and when I finally had the mind to look back, all I saw were blood, red traces everywhere I had gone. Isn't it about time that this game cannot be won? That Mentor, the weakness is your strength has failed your mission. The weakness in your position has failed your honor, and the weakness in your heart have become the fiendish blade that cut down your fellows. Engdu? I thought you were here to talk me into keeping on living, yet your words pain me so. What weakness of yours is it this time that you will cast away your own creed and life? What other weaknesses will you use as an excuse today? Stop trying to be responsibility and ask not of you. The bladiness was never about responsibility, nor it was about you, mentor. Or does your overbearing guilt help you overestimate your importance? What's your saying? Fellow traveler in the same boat will aid one another? Not a single soul demanded that of you. Talk about kicking a man when he's down. Oh, poor remember Anakin. And I had enough of that flippin' larking of yours. We all have. Do you really believe that not a single one of us has picked up on the fact that all your lability was the meaning of relieving yourself of the burden you had to cast upon your own shoulders? None of us have ever demanded some impossible feat from you. What was it that you've always said to describe yourself? That you are but a butchering blade that was not itself a tool wielded by your willing hands. Why, mentor? I know not what kind of shame or responsibility a mere tool has, do you? Because I fail to see any. If the shame does not subside still, then show your face with that bamboo hat of yours and live on. Live on so that you may repeat your depths. Out of blades, out of arrow. Even the hearts that sought death lines defeated by your feet. There is no stone left for my next gambit. There is nothing more. Indeed, perhaps there was... Not the bells! Not the bells! I hear the bells! Not the bells! Uh-oh! Carmen? Perhaps If there was a mirror in your world that must retreat from the silly game of stone and become a queen of blades, is Bamboo Headed Kim gonna ego? Is he gonna release ego? Mentor? That is not what I said. Interesting. Where did you hear that poem? Yes, when inverted, a Bamboo Hat is like an unloaded ship. Angle and Inko were knocked away from the Bamboo Headed Kim as though bounded off by invisible force. Oh shit! Here we go again! Oh, he's gonna fucking ego, isn't he? Carmen is trying to like fucking... Carmen is trying to make Bamboo Headed Kim like distort again, but I think he's gonna like unleash ego. I think Bamboo Headed Kim is gonna unleash ego, man. Holy shit. Wow, Carmen, the voices! The voices! Not the voices! Kim raises his gaze to meet the empty air as though someone were there. A hollow laughter escaping his lips. Ah yes! Carmen! God damn it, Carmen! Bro tasted the distortion, didn't like it, and meant to complain to the manager. Real. We know who he's talking to. The light! The light! The light! Carmen! It's the voices. But your last move was not a good one indeed. Indeed, I did wish to become a blade. And what did you do? Forced me into an indiscriminate one that clearly blinded... forced me into an indiscriminate one that clearly blinded into a friend and foe. It seems that in your excitement, you have cornered yourself with that last move. Ah yes! Bamboo Headed Kim say no. He say he'd rather unleash ego. Well, as you see, I have an opportunity to retrace our past move. Allow me to try something different this time. Ah, we're not so vexed by this round, as you say. We never know what the next game shall bring. I appreciate and will treasure the other bits of your advice. Ah yes, goodbye Carmen, goodbye Carmen. No, you Carmen, goodbye Carmen. Nah, I mean, I'd rather fucking ego. Thanks Carmen. But let us play by my rules for tonight's game. Something's different this time. He's gonna ego, Liam. He's gonna unleash ego. He's distorting. I think that's ego. An efflorescence, perhaps, an ego. Nothing is for certain indeed. Yet I trust that the word of my last remaining followers have also reached your ears. The bells! Uh-oh! The bells! Oh! I am but a tool wielded by willing hands. Nothing in my life has ever been certain. It's getting louder! He's gonna ego! I know not whether this move is Clemens' mind to feed, but I desire to be a vicious stone nonetheless. Thank you. I will take what encouragement I can. The strange invisible pleasure displayed and the armored woman in Gimyo readjusted her grip on the sword. Kim turned around to look at her, and I saw the weighty shadow seemed to have been lifted from his face, replaced by a mix of relief and determination. A bit embarrassing to change my stance now, but now I fight to live. And I suppose you will be okay with that. Of course. Ego! 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 He's gonna ego! He's gonna ego! The high from heaven's gate that have I wore yet? An empty board, it bore my friends along. In bamboo beel, we drift from shore to shore. He's gonna unleash ego! With white, I don my hat to watch the throng. And mirth, I don that shawl to moon adore. So with this bamboo hat to build my brow, though winds and rain may rage, I shall not throw. Hi to me, Bamboo Headed One. Speak your name, for I find your outfit dubious of character. I am he who has mentored the lineage of Blade to its premature end. I am he who has sought to bring salvation to the downtrodden to no avail. What to call a man who has failed to disburden himself of the world? How to name a man who has failed to bear the weight of the word? There is none. So call me Bamboo had a kid! Yeah! Bamboo had a kid, the treasonous wretch. Yeah! Oh my god! Holy shit. That's my goal right there! That's my goal! That's my goal! The photographer probably pulls away from reality. Perhaps because Kim had such managed to pace his own path. When the photographs and the memories that were overlaid upon the phantoms are pulled away, what remains is a man in a dirty, ragged clothing. The phantom of Esco slowly loses grip on this world. Until revealed the phantom of the distortion that was hidden beneath it. I see residents of the backseat in the blissful heights from taking the CANTO experiences. And a man who's watching them with disapproval. Why? Why is everyone running away from all this? A barker always surrounded by the smell of freshly baked bread. A fluid to make lovely bouquet for graduating youngster. A photographer who captured beautiful sight to remember. Our life, our experiences. You want to be a billionaire with an extravagant mansion in a nest? A legendary picture who can make this single coward and feel by just going on the stroll? What do you get from those cans is not real. It's everything in your lives, all of this. Just an empty means to an end so that you can get high on fake purchases, experiences nailed into a can? If that's all your life is, then my life and the photographs I've taken are all... No, it can't be. My life, those experiences and memories I photograph are different. We're all blind consuming fake experiences after fake experiences. People that care about the real thing. That's why you're all floundering, grasping at illusions. So let me show you the things I've shot. The memories. The experiences. The reality of your lives. It was only in passing, by a good and unmistakable grimace, a skull on Mussol's face. I reflected upon the events of today, and could at least begin to guess why as to why that might be. You don't believe any experience in either the CANTO experience or that guy's photographs, do you, Mussol? Because experiences and memories aren't the same thing. What really distinguished them, I wasn't sure. Correct, manager. But what I knew was that the decision was, for whatever reason, important to Mussol. Hey! It's the guy that distorted. Huh? A figure materialized into a humanoid form, swirling out of the projector. He must be the distortion's victim. And next to him is another figure, stumbling out in a giant suit of armor. But blimey, that thing is still alive? It is but an overlay of phantom created within a distorted space. The concept of life and death has been little meaning of for such a thing. Yet faint does she grow. It must be that distortion's power is warning. Hark, accused one, for these are your crimes. The crime of permitting chaos in a foreign wing while impersonating the jungle suit of Sapio Industries. Agranoid Industries! The crime of exploiting the suffering of Sapio and growing the down rodents of the mere ability for one's own phantom. And though it be a but part of reenactment, impersonating a military commissioner of the kingdoms without the royal decree. Pursuant to the law of the homeland, the accused to be sentenced to death by beheading. And before we even had the chance to step in or anything, the faint mirage-like warrior brought down her sword on the doppelcrafter's negative She killed it? Damn! Oh my god! Ah! Well, he's gone! He's fucking decapitated! What the fuck? Yo! Okay, man, what the hell? Can an entity of the Phantom slay one outsider? Such an incident has therefore never been observed, but it is happening right now, right before our eyes. I can only say yes. Myomyo is a woman of principles. She would have done the same to the bitter end had she truly been here. As the headless body of the inflected point crumpled to the floor, Embryon's shape slowly paced out of reality. And we found ourselves back in the projection room. And there. No, wait! Don't tell me that headless corpses. We found a large group of injured NCORP staff throwing the pale metal on the room, and Ersa, who was looking at the headless body of the doppelganger. Holy shit. Kim, how's Carmen doing? Fuck you, Carmen. Fuck you, Carmen. Hello? Yep, right on. Gotcha, team leader. And that's the initial report done. Good work, guys. Tucking her radio back in, Erza commended us in a relieved voice. The distortion had perished in the mission. Would that not cause trouble? Yeah, that kind of sucks, but it's not like you guys could help it. Who would have thought that the distortion would kill its own inflection point? If we knew that in advance, we probably would have prepared something to stop it, but... Well, that's it for LCD and team leader to investigate. All in all, this mission was still a success and we managed to eradicate the distortion from NCorp. Not that much satisfying our client. Also, Ersa looked towards Engdu and Kim with a lighter, harder shrug, clearly less concerned than she had been earlier. Now I finally know why you've been disappearing on your own without letting us know. Glad you don't seem to have your own reason to, though. So it's all good. Hey, that's a real win for this mission in my book. Phew-wee! The point is we did it. We did the thing. It's done. Gosh, I swear, I am never doing one of those... I am never doing one of these without the team leader ever again. Seriously, I got this close to losing it in a few more times. It seemed that the responsibility of looking after LCD Jr. had kept her stressed and high-strung through the mission. Yep. I hadn't noticed it, but the Bureau had finally relaxed, bringing back the chip and errors I was more familiar with. Thus, I should not buy more of your indulgence. You will now join us on the mission and task as you expected. Is that understood, mentor? Engdu, would you mind releasing the hems on my sleeves? Oh, I wouldn't give to lie down the path right about now. The raw emotion in Kim's voice had like faded, and with Engdu's voice no longer barbed as it has been in the Phantoms, it seemed to me that the two were back to the more relaxed selves I knew. Can't exactly say more relaxed for Kim though, cause he's always has been, at least from what I've seen in any case. Fine, you're released. Oh, you give me a good, hard shake. I don't feel so good. Say Engdu, I'm afraid they might have gone overboard with the upgrading your arm. With your hand released, allow me to reiterate that. Just stop! My heart finds peace as well as I watched him bickered. Is everyone doing okay? Yes, Executive Manager. Our forces have only suffered minor injuries that do not require you to go through the trouble of rewinding the clock. Hang on, mate. I've got this... I've got a dislocated shoulder. I can pop that right back into place for you. Allow me. I've taken consumer to the field. Yeah, and guess what happened to the last time I let you do that? You put my bloody arm the wrong way and turned the rotate of my shoulder into a little chip seal. Don't sweat it. I can rewind that. By now, I've already grown used to the pain of rewinding of the sinner's injuries. A dislocated shoulder shouldn't be a big deal. I have got to ask the clever vision if thou will. Yeah? I still recall how as we battled the NCorp's pin frame team, the posts have taken photographs of us. And? We are those who were sent to the identification and captured the ones who had violated the taboo, forsooth. As we stood in their path, there's no mystery why we had come to blows. Yet I find it to be more perplexing. Wherefore, did they take so many photographs of us? Maybe they were taking photographs to report their location? Recording footage is a taboo in NCorp, meaning they can't install security cameras here. Their only option for keeping a consistent record when tracking down a case or a person by photographs. Time will hold water yet. Most puzzling forsooth. For I recall with clarity, from a certain point they had begun photographing us with a renewed obsession. Oh, hey, that's not like a question result. Given how often I rely on information one result had provided me in this mission, I think I've gotten enough practice on how to phrase my question the right way and pull the answer I need from him. I couldn't get him to tell us his own judgment on matters, but since he have a near photographic memory of what he's seen. Result, do you remember how many pictures of us and NCorp staff took? I do. 56 times. That's a lot of pictures. You actually remember the exact number of times he shot us? I do. It's always so neat seeing that his memory is in action. So, did you get a chance to see which one of us got the most photographs taken? I did. Oh, who is it? Who is it? Is it me? I make a fine model if I do see it myself. No, it wasn't you. It wasn't me. Results CANTO CRUMBS! It's the result CRUMBS! The result CRUMBS! Huh? But why? The result CRUMBS! I mean, what's the most statistically reason? What's the most statistically likely reason that it was you? It was at that moment that I heard the sound of the pebble crunching under the boots approaching us louder and louder. What the heck? NCorp. Aw, dang it. Are you here because we beat up some of your guys? Listen here. We had to because of distortion, see? It is as you say. The skirmish was an unfortunate consequence of combining the distortion phenomenon. Limbus company provides a custom damage compensation program in such cases of unforeseen event. Instead of engaging us in battle, please select to contact the emergency response team at our headquarters at your first. Yes, we fully understand the circumstances surrounding the battle, and we intend to submit an acquisition request for the damage compensation as you have recommended. But we are here on a different business, so if you'll be so kind to let us speak. Different business? They're here to arrest me, manager. Ah, shit! Ah, shit! The crumbs! The crumbs! Ah! The result crumbs! Hold on, Result. Let's hear them out. Wait, what? Result did not resist. He walked past us and joined the group of NCorp employees. Please confirm that you are Result, formerly one who nailed and formerly member of the maintenance and management team of the Grand Massachusetts headquarters. One who nailed. Formerly one who nails and former member of the maintenance and management team of the Grand Massachusetts headquarters. Confirm. By the decree of the Giants, you have been expelled from NCorp with imprisonment as a penalty for non-compliance pursuant of Article 12 of the eviction regulation. You have also been informed that remaining in NCorp district is more than 6 hours that you may have subject to immediate arrest. Please confirm that your memory pertaining to the above incident has not been expunged and you are of sound mind to recall it entirely. Confirm. Very well then. In keeping with regulation, I hereby notify you that you are now subject to arrest and transport. Place your hand behind your backs and please offer no resistance. I am required to inform you that resistance may incur further penalties. Wait, stop! What the hell is going on? Wait, forget all that! Did you know this would happen, Result? Result, who stood calmly with his arm behind his back as the NCorp employee handcuffed him, nodded practically in my direction. I did, manager. Then why the heck didn't you warn? It was less question and more of a reflex, but I didn't hear his reply to know why. Right, I never asked, did I? You did not. I said you should have warned us way earlier, but you just say I will follow those instructions going forward, right? Yes, I would. Subject now in custody. From this moment on, you are considered a suspect and will be transported to NCOPS headquarters for your trial. As for the rest of you, will you be the organization of the suspect is part of? Organize your arse? What in the bloody hell do you think you're... Headcliff, you're about to agonize the NCORP, a wing. In the absence of a reasonable justified cause, such as the contract, engaging in battles with the city incorporation entity is strongly discouraged. Yeah, and we're supposed to let our twiddling our thumbs while they drag him away? This must be another piece of information they neglect to tell me. Yet another development that was set in stone. Despite her comical explanation, I could tell that this was not a pleasant situation for Faust, either as she was sending an uncomfortable glance at NCOPS employees. This is so... Where are you taking him? On retrial, we will schedule out the execution of the exile sentence. They replied dispassionately as they took Marcel into custody. We looked back at them, not knowing what to do or say. The late afternoon sun pricked at us like 1,000 hot needles. Marcel, now in cuffs, gazed at us with an expression that would have not seemed out of place on an ordinary day. Ah shit, the Marcel CRUMBS! He's doing it on purpose, I swear! He is doing it on purpose, man! Oh my god! This is so peak! Oh my god, I love the CRUMBS! Oh shit! That's so good! And that's a really good intervallo! God damn! I love that intervallo so much, holy shit, dude! That's amazing! Oh my god. I can't wait for more. I can't wait for his CANTO to officially be out, man. Holy shit. Oh, that's so good! Oh, they were so close. But yeah. I think that's it for today's CANTO. We finished everything now. So yeah, thank you for coming for today's stream. Thank you so much for your wonderful support, guys. I'm gonna be heading off today's stream. I am kind of feeling very hungry, so I need to cook and get something to eat, and then I need to shower, and then I have work. So yeah, I'll see you. Actually, tomorrow we might get a preview. So maybe somewhere within this weekday, I might do another video where I will just react to another trailer. Hopefully tomorrow is gonna be Valentina Rodion. If not, oh well. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for coming for the day stream, guys. Thank you so much for my wonderful support. I'm gonna be heading out now, so yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Cook? Nah, I'm talking about real life, man. I have to cook. Anyways, I'll see you guys later.